The Colts got themselves a dog, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode number 89 of the Dragon's Den podcast. My name is Eric Hopkins, a.k.a. Jill. Welcome to the show. We are live tonight on YouTube, on Rumble, and my Facebook, as always. And no X right now because Miranda's not on the show quite yet, but maybe she'll be on here in just a little bit. But we're still joined tonight by Spoopy the Great. Brandon on the top right. We got Mendoza is number one, bitch, is what he tried to say, but he wrote it in a way to make it sound like he was dogging Mendoza. He's not. So that's Matthew down there. Of course, we got the Faceless Dragon, Aaron, on here as well, who is apparently a guest star tonight, according to his.
I'm sorry.
What?
I'll edit it.
Oh yeah, get it right, man. He's not.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, we want to give Mendoza the respect he deserves.
Exactly, man. And we are going to talk about the NFL draft tonight. Round 1 and round 2 are officially in the books. Round 3 is currently going on as we speak, so I'll try to keep up with that as well before we get to that segment. But we've got a lot of pro wrestling news tonight. Got about 3 movie trailers to go over, a little bit of rapid fire movie news as well. Of course, the draft, and of course, we always end up our show at the end of the night with our Rumble exclusive, where we talk our news and politics throughout the world, in the real world. We like to talk about the geeky stuff around here as well to kind of keep us occupied. But so yeah, how's it going, everybody? What's been going on? I haven't talked to you guys a little bit. It's been about a week again, most of you. So yeah,
there we go. I got it edited there. There we go.
He had to throw in the Steelers suck on there because
there we go. That's more like it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. She, to be fair, Miranda was kind of dogging the Colts, like whatever we drafted wasn't going to be enough before the show started. So I was like, you just wait till we get to that segment. We start talking about the Steelers. But no, all kidding aside, I think the Steelers did well as well. But we won't let her know that for sure because when we get to that, we'll make sure. Just saying. I mean, we're going to be.
I'll be dead. I'm giving her kudos. Fuck that.
Yeah. I mean, screw that noise. It's bad enough I had to put the terrible towel in the intro to the show. I mean, I did all that for her, but you give an inch, they want to take a mile. You know what I mean? So, can't have that. But no. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight.
We can have nice things.
No, yeah, it doesn't seem like it anymore, does it? But yeah, and hopefully, I mean, we try to talk about the nice things here, but sometimes real life tries to get in the way of those things anymore, seems like. But yeah, and a lot of that kind of is going to be a part of our pro wrestling segment here as we get into the WrestleMania fallout. Guys want to just jump right into it, get into some of that stuff, or you got anything else?
Yeah, might as well rip the Band-Aid off of this.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about the good and the bad, but yeah,
there's a lot of bad here.
We'll definitely have some time for some just normal BS in here on between the 4 or 5 of us as well, I'm sure, before the show's out. So, but before we do all that, why don't we get right into it? Let's get into the pro wrestling. Here we go. Even Adam Schefter just Mark Ingram, the second son, made sure to let the crowd in Pittsburgh know his Ravens loyalty. He said Steelers still suck, which is a little. Wow. He's like what, he looks to be like maybe 8 or 10 years old. So yeah, that was I did see that pic earlier. So Adam Schefter just tweeted that out. So I'm trying to follow it here. But yeah, but before we get into all that, let's get into the pro wrestling stuff here. Like I said, a lot of stuff happening, especially in WWE, following their biggest show of the year, which I gotta admit. Night 1 of WrestleMania was not up to par with WrestleMania standards, if you ask me personally. However, Night 2 did save the weekend, in my opinion, as Mike, who is our loyal listener here in the chat here, wrote Night 2 is greater than Night 1. I fully agree with that. But I'm not going to lie. I mean, there were some good things about Night 1 still, and we're going to talk about them too. But before we get into some of the good stuff, let's get the bad stuff out of the way, and then we'll go to the good news, and then we'll come back to some bad news in WWE before it's all said and done. But the bad news, obviously, is a lot of people are calling WrestleMania 42 and the most recent WrestleManias in general commercial mania, because that's pretty much what they have devolved into here over the last few years. And this year, notwithstanding, was not any different, as the total event time for WrestleMania 42, not counting the pre-shows and the post-show media scrums, was 7 hours and 34 minutes of total event time. However, of those 7 hours and 34 minutes, only 36% of that was actual wrestling, and 61% of it was wait times in between matches that would feature ads. And of course, there there's 43 minutes worth of Netflix ad time alone, which was mostly promoting the Hulk Hogan Real American documentary series that they dropped this week. And I'm not gonna lie to you, by the time these ads were done, I felt like I'd seen most of the documentary already. However, I still would like to go check out that 4-episode series, which I've heard is actually pretty decent. And it doesn't just sugarcoat his entire life and stuff like that. It does to get into some of the darker aspects of it as well. So I could give Netflix credit for that. But the total wait time in between matches. I mean, look at this. Out of a 7-hour and 34-minute show, 4 hours and 36 minutes was wait time. So that, to me, if you're paying $10,000, $2,000, whatever the price may be for seats, that's outrageous. And total wrestling time on the 7.5-hour show was only 2 hours and 45 minutes. So you're looking at a little over an hour a night and you're sitting there for 5 hours or more. That to me is unacceptable. And I understand WWE is not like the pro wrestling company anymore. They're more about like aura and entrances and trying to have better storytelling and all that sort of stuff. But when your show is called WrestleMania, can you not have more than matches that last 5 to 10 minutes tops? There were 2, I think, that went over 20 minutes. The CM Punk Roman Reigns match, and I want to say maybe the Gunther Seth Rollins match or something like that might have lasted longer. But either way, Cody and Randy Orton probably went 22, I think. So there were, I think Gunther and Rollins went about 15 now that I think about it. So, but either way, I mean, everything else, I mean, you got your Women's World Championship match having like 6 minutes of time after all that buildup for sure. It's just absolutely ridiculous if you ask me. But either way, I mean, and I understand this is kind of something that WWE's been doing, but it needs to really change. It really, really does. Not only that, when you have all these ads going on throughout WrestleMania, you miss great things like this. This is Dragon Lee's entrance where they put all this effort and time into making these dragon wings for him, which we appreciate here on the Dragon's Den podcast. I'll tell you that right now. But when they're running ads during his entrance, nobody at home got to
see this fucking entrance.
No, it didn't happen on television.
When we came back, he was already in the fucking ring. Rusev and JD McDonough were already in the ring.
Yeah. And from what I understand, they were even running ads on the big screens in the stadium, which is even more absurd, if you ask me. And now I don't know if they were just showing the feed of what was going on or whatever it might be. But when you've got entrances going on, especially something elaborate such as this that you put all this time into, it's unacceptable. It really, truly is. As Mike said in the chat, this might have well have been Mania on regular network television. I mean, yeah, you could have. I mean, they had just about as many ads, and this is supposed to be like a pay-per-view PLE premium live event where you shouldn't have to be sitting through all that. As he mentioned, the commercials were just maddening, and I fully agree with you on that one. It's just so much stuff. It honestly felt like night one of WrestleMania 42 in Vegas was booked by TKO, the company that's kind of, combined with UFC and WWE, the company that owns the company. And then night two felt more like it was booked by WWE Creative. Like it just felt like they took the reins off of it and let them actually have good pro wrestling on night two. And guess what? It worked on night two, and it did not work on night one. So all these executives trying to stick their noses where it maybe doesn't personally belong, Ari Emanuel, maybe it's not for the best, for the company. It just may not be. Not to mention, night one did end with Cody Rhodes retaining his WWE championship against Randy Orton in a bit of an odd sequence where, Pat McAfee before the match was started, he was laid out on a table on the outside by Jelly Roll to kind of write him and Jelly Roll out of this main event. So we thought we were going to get Cody and Randy Orton in a one-on-one match. And for the most part, it was. But the ending saw Pat McAfee come back to ringside in a referee shirt and a neck brace, tried to make the cover for Randy. Cody Rhodes kicked out. Randy Orton, at least from what we could tell watching it live, appeared to be upset that Pat McAfee didn't make the 3 count. RKO's Pat McAfee, and when he does that, he's distracted. Cody Rhodes hits the crossroads for the 1-2-3 and the win. So all this build for 2 weeks worth of adding Pat McAfee into this, going on about how he wants to make pro wrestling what it once was and all this sort of stuff with Randy Orton be the guy to spearhead that movement. Now, Pat McAfee, according to Dave Meltzer, the Wrestling Observer, Meltzer said this week. Pat McAfee has now opted out. That's what actually led to everything changing. That's why the tag match from Backlash was taken off. Because the original plan was Pat McAfee and Brandy Orton against Cody Rhodes and Jelly Roll at this month's Backlash. The thing is that both of them, Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll, were very cognizant of what has been said about celebrities in wrestling. Both of them love wrestling, and I think that they realized that there were a lot of negative sentiment about it. I don't know the exact reason that McAfee pulled out. There could have been many different reasons, but the reason that was believed was, in fact, the reaction. I was told that the belief was that it was due to the reaction that he pulled out. It wasn't like anything else. There's a lot of chaos that was going on, especially on WrestleMania Saturday. So it sounds like Pat McAfee said, you know what, this ain't working, and I don't want to be a part of it. Good on Pat McAfee in that regard, in my opinion. Because there were a lot of fans who didn't like it, and I was willing to give it a chance as a fan, but at the same time, I think they were smart enough to realize him and Jelly Roll that, yeah, celebrities, especially in this role, are not what fans want to see, and in that regard, I definitely give them kudos for being smart enough to back out. Do you have any thoughts on Pat McAfee coming? I wouldn't say coming to his senses, because he was just doing what he was asked to do. You know, Pat was just being a team player. It just didn't work the way they hoped for. You know.
Again, we knew it wasn't going to go anywhere. SummerSlam, but at the same time, like, football season's coming up. He always leaves during football season, no matter what. Like, he has another job. Well, actually,
he was a fucking football player before he was a celebrity.
Sure,
like he was going to leave no matter what.
Right. Eventually, yeah.
He hasn't been a part of it in a while either. Like, even during the offseason. Like,
he just come back like weeks ago to start this thing.
So, like, it wasn't like he'd been there or anything like that. Like,
I mean, we all expected him to leave by the end of the summer, but
yeah, I think it was a thing where he was like, they asked him to do it. He said, sure. Well, actually, the first time they asked him, he told him no. And then I guess he manualed him. I kept pestering him because they didn't have anybody else. And they asked him again, and he said, if you can find somebody else, find somebody else. And
yeah, it was supposed to be Aleister Black, according to earlier reports, kind of being the darkness, kind of overtaking Randy Orton and getting him to do these things, like was his voices in his head again. But then they decided to go with Pat McAfee for whatever reason. I guess they thought it would sell tickets because obviously Ari Emanuel runs, like the sports-centered UFC, maybe, because Pat McAfee is a big name in the sports world, so maybe they thought it would draw attention. It did, just not the right kind in this instance. But yeah, I like I said, I give full credit to Pat for saying, all right, this ain't working. Let's not prolong this. Let's just write it out. Let's get it done over with, and let's give the fans more what they're looking for. So good on him on that regard for sure. We also did on night one get a few good things though. Braun Breaker. He returned to WWE after injury earlier this year and speared the hell out of Seth Rollins, so much so he almost completely missed. But at the same time, it looked okay on camera, I thought. But that picture there of him just going 90 miles an hour down this long rampway, absolutely outstanding. He was
huffing, brother.
Yeah, just huffing and huffing. Yeah, so I mean, I'm glad to see him back, and it sounds like we are going to be getting the long-awaited Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins feud, which this week on Monday Night Raw, Braun Breaker and the Vision were confronting Seth Rollins, and then Street Profits come out of all teams to help Seth Rollins. So this is interesting to me. We're getting the Street Profits with Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins on Monday Night Raw.
Who are these people again?
Well, they're probably new to you, but
okay.
Well, you'll know Montez Ford because Montez Ford was the other half of another big announcement that happened on WrestleMania night.
Oh, yes, I remember this guy.
Bianca Belair announced that she was pregnant. So we've not seen her in a while due to a finger injury, but Montez Ford is now going to be, I guess making the bacon, as it were, for his family, as he's going to be joining Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw to go up against the Vision. So interesting. I'm glad to see the Street Profits back on television. Just didn't expect them to be joining Seth Rollins in this fight. But it does seem like that after this week, we're getting some wrestlers moving from show to show. No draft this year from the looks of things. But I know Rey Mysterio and Danhausen and maybe a few others are moving to SmackDown. We got the Street Profits on Monday Night Raw now. And we got some call-ups we're going to talk about. So we're definitely getting some moving around on these shows to kind of spice things up a bit, as Vince once said. So thoughts on Braun Breaker and the Vision and the Street Profits and Seth, and thoughts on Bianca Belair's pregnancy. Obviously, congratulations to her.
Yes, congratulations to them both.
Both for sure.
Danhausen is the best wrestler on SmackDown.
He's got a hell of a gimmick. I gotta.
The motherfucker sells face paint. Like,
yeah.
Anyway, like it's crazy, but. As far as the Street Profits, I mean, I enjoy the Street Profits. Like
Yeah.
both of the guys, both Montez and Dawkins are very talented and athletic. Like seriously, Dawkins is like, I guess because Montez does all the high flying shit, nobody pays attention to Dawkins. Dawkins is a very sound, technical, and powerhouse kind of a wrestler. And like him and Montez complement each other so fucking well. And inserting them into this, I think for them is a good idea, but also it helps freshen up this whole tag division. Now we don't see the same fucking teams over and over. And if we're moving the Usos to something for right now, and they're not really going to be, prominent in the tag division, having a team like the Street Profits fills in that gap to like eventual we'll get to see. I would love to see the Usos versus the Street Profits. Like,
well, and you make a good point with the Street Profits coming over. Obviously, going up against the Vision, the World Tag Team Champions are, of course, Logan Paul and Austin Theory right now. So that does make some logical sense there. Just them joining up with Seth is interesting, and that may not be like that's Seth's new crew, but
no,
it's just simply
opportunity. Yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense too. I'm not going to lie to you. A couple of chats here from Mike. We'll catch up real quick. He said it's ridiculous that wrestlers had their big entrance moments taken away because of idiotic commercials. Yeah, absolutely, fully agree with the commercial stuff. And he said McAfee was just a waste of time in the angle, and I'm glad he realized that it was a mistake. And again, I'm not blaming Pat. This is more again what TKO asked him to do. I don't even think it was what Hunter and the WWE creative really wanted. I'm sure it felt to me like they wanted to do more of the 20-year history between Orton and Rhodes, but for whatever reason, TKO overruled them there. And I believe there was even a report this week from somebody at TKO, one of the higher ups. I don't remember. I don't think it was Ari Emanuel, who literally stated that we have creative control. Whatever we want goes. So basically, they're going to overrule anything that Hunter wants to do, which is going to be to the detriment of the product at this point, from the sounds of things. Because every time they tried to do that over the last few years, especially at WrestleMania, it's not gone well so far. So my fear is
they said that they know they're going to lose a lot of hardcore fans, but like at the same time, they're banking on getting younger and casuals.
And in that regard, I mean, they may have a point, but at the same, and that's where the fine line of WB Creative has to ride is the trying to appease to the hardcores, but you always have to appease to the casuals to bring in new fans. I get that, but this one did not turn out that way. And at first this week, I thought did you see that Seth Rollins segment with was it Kyle Bryant or Brandt or whatever it is?
Oh yeah.
I thought maybe I was like, oh God, is this another angle that they're going to do with one of these ESPN guys or whatever?
No, apparently that was real.
Like, really? It was done such a way I didn't know.
Yeah, it was. I guess that guy was just being a dick.
He kind of was.
And like stuff got like you could see his patience start to wane. Yeah, and then finally he just fucking snaps. And like, and I don't blame him. Like,
and Seth could have done worse. He really could have.
And it's like, but that's not what we're here for. We're here to talk about, football. And Seth is trying to keep it in like the sense of like, because he's a huge Chicago Bears fan. I don't know why, but he is. Like, but like, and this dude was just being an ass. Like, I don't come to your job and tell you how stupid it is that you do it. You know what I mean? Like, so why the fuck are you sitting here shitting on mine? Like,
he really was dogging on
weird, and it was uncomfortable, and it got awkward.
And Seth could have like hauled off or whatever, but no, he walked away. He's like, yo, man, it's been a bad morning. I'm gonna let you do you, and I'm gonna go do me. And he just left. So I guess they did make up, I heard, the day after. So maybe it was real. Because if it's not gonna lead to anything, that would have definitely been real in that case. So
but it was so out of pocket. Like, what was the point?
I think he was just trying to get under Seth's skin. It worked. But like
for what reason?
I don't know. I've heard that guy tends to want to run his mouth and get like, rage baity type clicks and stuff like it potentially. So if that's the case, that's probably what he was doing, but just Seth wasn't having anything of it. He's like, bro, he just took it for real. And as he should have, because he even said something along the lines of like, maybe we'll get Gunther in here. That way you could take an L or something like that. Or maybe your wife could get a win for us or something. It's like, dude, you laid it in hard on him. So good on Seth for, de-escalating it enough to where he just was smart enough to walk away, because we've seen other interviews that do not end that well in pro wrestling history. So then Seth did the right thing.
Was it Vader that snapped out on a dude and like Sid smacked some reporter? Sid smacked the fire out this dude.
There's been multiple instances throughout the years, but you definitely don't normally want to tangle with pro wrestling when it comes to interviews, no doubt about it. Mike also said that Braun Breaker again was spearing Seth Rollins and missing was a tribute to the Las Vegas Raiders. So they're I I knew Matt
Why
would
the
like
fuck
that
you
one.
laughing, Matt? The guy that you like's on that fucking team. You better hope
exactly.
Tackle.
What are you talking about?
We'll get to that later. Old Mendoza. We got Mike.
They're gonna go to the Super Bowl next year.
He said, "Who has the tag titles on SmackDown? I don't get to watch it often." It was the Wyatt Six. More on that in just a minute. But I want to say they lost. Oh, it's Damian Priest and R-Truth right now.
Oh yeah,
the old Judgment Day, the OG Judgment Day. I mean,
did you see that whole Twitter exchange between him and Roxanne Perez?
I did not.
So Rhea's going to SmackDown. So R-Truth says something about the original Judgment Day, because we kicked out JD, Finn Balor, Dominic, Liv, and Raquel, and Roxanne goes, "Oh, so we're just gonna forget about me?" And then he fires back with like, "You were the originals," and like called Liv her mom and all this other stuff. And he goes like, "See section A paragraph of the Judgment Day rulebook." It was fucking hilarious.
Now I gotta look that thread up. That'd be great. Mike also said it seemed like a horrible weekend for all the talent with rude and inappropriate fans. Yeah, and look, there was an incident.
Was crazy.
I don't have it pulled up. We can talk about it real quick. Where CM Punk slapped the cell phone out of a fan's hand. Now, if you heard that alone, you think, what a jackass CM Punk is. And a lot of times I agree with that, personally with CM Punk. But in this particular case, the hotel that they were set up in Las Vegas is notorious for having a long walk from the check-in desk to the actual rooms and stuff. There's like a lobby in there where a lot of fans will congregate just to get pictures and photos and videos of their favorite wrestlers and whatnot. Well, Bayley and AJ Lee, CM Punk's wife, were hugging because apparently it seems like AJ Lee is going to be stepping away from wrestling, if not for good, or at least for a longer period of time, because it sounds like since she dropped the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania to Becky Lynch, it sounds like she's taking time off. So Bayley was giving her a hug. Well, they tried to get away from this fan who had a phone trying to get a video of him. They walk into this hallway, and Bayley ends up kind of, pushing the phone away politely, like, "Hey, man, just get out of here." That's what CM Punk, who all of these male wrestlers in general want to protect the women, especially on the road. Especially in this case, since CM Punk's wife is involved. Punk walked up, slapped the phone out of his hand. It goes flying. And, of course, he starts to stare the guy down. The guy apologizes to Punk. And Punk's like, "You're not sorry." And then about that time, AJ kind of grabbed Punk, and they all just went their separate ways. But if you didn't see the video of it, you would think Punk's an ass. But at the same time, these guys get harassed over and over and over again, especially walking through hotels and airports. This is not a meet and greet. So there's a time and a place for this. At a hotel is not it, guys.
Yeah, Oscar got stalked by a fan. What was her name?
Booker T had a fan follow him into the bathroom, he said.
Yeah. I can't remember her name. She used to be part of with Shayna Baszler and they were a tag team.
I don't remember her name.
This is exactly why I don't like people. I'm just
people just need to understand boundaries. They really do.
And like Damian Priest earlier that day too, apparently in the hotel had basically stepped in between this fan and Kyrie and a bunch of the other girls, like, because he was just fucking hounding them, and they're like, "Listen, time and place." And my man just didn't want to hear none of that. And so, like, Priest ends up stepping in between one of them, or in the situation. Hell, Drew McIntyre put out a post. He goes, for all the fans who stood there for hours and paid their money to get tickets and all this, he goes, and we sat there for all those hours, make sure we got everybody through the line, no problem. He goes, I love signing the pictures. I love taking photos with the kids and all this. Right. And he goes, thank you, and we really appreciate you. And he goes, for all the ones who decided to rush me and my family in the hotel lobbies, in the hotel, staying up to 2 a.m. with your kids, hoping to get a picture. Like, he was like, please don't do that shit anymore. Like,
well, and you can imagine how the wrestlers feel too. Not only do they just want a little privacy after a long day of meeting and greeting fans and going to the show, then they get into the lobby, and then they imagine they don't want to tell a kid no, but at the same time, it's like, this is not the time for that. And if I appease you guys, I got to appease everybody. So it's an impossible situation for these talents. It goes for everything, whether it be Hollywood celebrities, whether it be sports players, wrestlers or whatever it may be. Everybody just needs to chill.
Or even better, when it's with their personal families, that is their time. Leave them alone.
Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Just leave them alone. They don't want to be bothered. Would you want to be bothered on your personal time?
No, you wouldn't. There were stories all over about fans being inappropriate. Sean Waltman, aka X-Pac, for those of you who don't know who Sean Waltman is, even said he himself was accosted in the bathroom as well. So yeah, what is with fans following people in the bathrooms? I mean,
I'm not. How you gonna ask for an autograph while I'm pissing? That's crazy business.
Like, for real, man. He also said, I honestly never want to go up to a celebrity if I see them in public. And I second what Matt said. Yeah, he's right. I mean, you're both right. So everybody just needs to chill out. I know it's WrestleMania weekend. Everybody's excited, but go to the meet and greets. That's what they're there for. Yeah. Outside of that, and if you continue to act this way,
they have it scheduled for a reason.
Well, yeah, and if you continue to act this way, they're just going to get rid of the meet and greets too. Because half the time at the meet and greets, they're probably like, I got to deal with these fans, but this is the time to do it, But you can even see them sometimes on their faces, some of the requests and stuff. People, like guys, especially, try to grab the girls for like a hug and a photo. Maybe they don't want to do that. It's like guys just need to take a deep breath.
Don't do that. It's cool to take a picture with them when they're like behind a desk, or when you're their personal space.
I'll tell you this:
they give you consent's one thing. But.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. The couple wrestlers that I have photos of, I mean, I literally took photos with,
right?
And one was a deal with the wrestler, Jerry Lynn. I told you guys this story before. Like, I sold his merch at an indie show, just helping him out. You know what I'm saying? And I was just trying to be nice, and he was gonna pay me for it, and I told him I didn't want his money because he worked for that money. I didn't want it, and he goes, "Well, I want to do something for you," and I had him take a picture of my son. The one with Sabu, Miranda, we were sitting in the thing, and like his merch table was like right off to the side of us. And Miranda had her phone and she wanted to go get a picture with him afterwards. But his agent, man, whatever he was a real dickhead. So we just didn't want to deal with him. And Sabu fucking looks at my wife because like I said, we were going to get a picture. And he asked her if she wanted to take a photo. And she says, yeah. So she pulls out her phone and he stands up, does the pose, and the guy was just trying to like wave him off or whatever. Fucking Sabu turns around, tells him to sit down and shut up, poses, tells Miranda to take the photo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It didn't even charge me for it. Like I would have, but he was like, no. Like, and then the one with Daniel Bryan, I got with him. That one was cool. That was right.
Your picture with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah,
you never told me that, Brandon.
I think it was long before he was, famous, right?
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
Okay. No, it was after he got fired the first time from WWE.
Oh, well, it was still before he was uber famous. Then, I mean, he was known back then, I guess, but not to Matt. I guarantee
he wrestled Johnny Gargano right before Johnny Gargano went to NXT. It was literally Johnny's last match in AIW before he went to NXT.
Okay.
So I watched that match, but that was the day I got the picture too, with Daniel Bryan. And then, but he was at his merch table and shit, and we were just talking. And he goes, "You guys want a photo?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." And he just fucking leans in. Photo. It was dope.
That was pretty dope.
And then I got one of AJ Styles. I have no idea where that one is, but I'm talking about this is a young AJ though. You know what I'm saying? This is
back
choker.
I am years.
Yeah. So like, but those photos were taken in a situation where like legitimately that's what they were there. They were there for the show, and like they do the meet and greets and all that. Like I didn't chase these motherfuckers down. Like the one time I was in San Diego and I saw a bunch of wrestlers because they were promoting a W2K game, and I ran into a bunch of wrestlers. I asked none of them for a photo because one, I wasn't in the hall that they were doing that one in. And so I'm not going to go in there and try to get some photos of this, that, and the third. I saw these motherfuckers out on the streets, like walking back to their hotels and shit. And I'm like, I'm not about to bother none of y'all. Like,
No, and that's right. And by the way, speaking of AJ Styles Young, WWE 2K26, get it together. You guys released the retro AJ Styles for the I am version, and it's just old AJ Styles body with the young AJ Styles face. Get it together.
Is this his hair's not cut short?
No, it's short. It looks like young AJ Styles in the head, but from the neck down, it's old AJ Styles.
I kind of have a bone to pick with a WWE.
Yeah. I'll pick it.
Why do you get rid of all your other product to force people to buy the new one?
Oh, you're talking about wrestlers? Well, we'll get into that in just a minute.
No, I'm talking about the game.
Oh, well, that's just a yearly release like Madden and anything else.
Yeah, but you can't go back and buy the previous version of the game.
Yeah, you can.
Sure, yeah, you can. It's just cheaper.
Well, it won't let me do it.
My bigger issue is that with the stuff that I paid for and unlocked in 2K25, I have to pay for and unlock again in 2K26. This is the last year I'm doing it. It's the last year I'm doing it. I'm gonna do it all in this one, and I'm gonna be done with it. That's just me, unless they really change their style or whatever they do with it. But anyway, all right, a couple of comments here from Mike, and we'll move on with the wrestling stuff here. He said, did I get pull this right? Oh yeah, I only met one celebrity in public at random. That was Richard Simmons in New Orleans in 1997. That would have been an interesting meeting. For those of you who know Richard Simmons, he came up to us when he saw we recognized him. Great guy and very friendly. Don't always seem that way, at least for sure. They said my best friend was in the hospital one year when Austin Aries came and did a show here at the Armory. I only had money for one picture with him, but he said he'd take a solo and autograph it for my friend, and he did it for free. So yeah, I mean, Austin Aries gets a bit of a bad rap. I think
there are some. You'd be surprised. A lot of these wrestlers are just appreciative of, especially a lot of the old timers. And I say old timers, but I don't mean it in a negative kind of way. It's just it is what it is. But a lot of them are just more appreciative of the fact that you remember them. You know what I mean? Like that you're still a fan of theirs or whatever. So like, and it's all about being respectful too, man. You just start shoving shit in their fucking faces.
Yeah.
Like I watched a video with this random guy he makes masks, you know what I'm saying? And his brother does clothes. Well, at a WrestleMania last year, he went up to Dominic. His brother presented Dominic with this hoodie saying, I would love for you to wear it. You know what I mean? Dominic wore it that Monday night and still continues to wear it now.
Dope.
This guy, the brother of this kid, makes masks. So he gets a hold of Rey Mysterio's mask guy in Japan, makes this mask. He sends it to the guy who fits it and all this other stuff for Rey. Then he presents it to Rey at this WrestleMania.
Right.
It has his favorite soccer team on it and stuff like that. It was really fucking cool. But again, these guys waited to the appropriate time. He didn't hound these guys down. I mean, they got him in the way that they, with the lines and all this and waiting, and just presented them with this stuff. And again, a lot of these guys are more grateful than these fans think they are. But like to approach them in this manner, it kind of turns them off to the idea. And I get that. Because like there are some times where it's just like, again, like you said, after a match, after meet and greets all day, then I still have to go here and wrestle this match. I got to do all this PR stuff. Like, when do I get to breathe?
Yeah, when you sleep.
When I go to my hotel room, like, and it's
these guys are on the road 300 days a year, or they at least they used to be. So like, yeah, I mean, when do they get a chance to rest? They don't, and it's just unfortunate. It really is. So be better, guys. Like literally, just enjoy the
do better.
But do better, no doubt. But another good thing that happened on night one of WrestleMania, we saw the return of Paige Saraya. She returned to WWE and teamed with Brie Bella to win the women's tag team championships in a fatal four-way match.
Looked like they were very happy.
Well, to me, it was an odd decision to begin with. Look, I understand Nikki Bella's hurt, and they didn't want to take away the moment from Brie Bella. But here's the problem I have with it. For one, it's not Nikki and Brie, the Bella twins. That's the moment that they wanted, and that's the moment I believe they did have planned. But once Nikki Bella was unable to go, I feel like WWE should have probably pivoted and either kept the belt on the Irresistible Forces or give it to Charlotte and Alexa, something. But they decided to stick with the plan here, and they gave it to Brie and Paige. Now, it's good for Paige because obviously she comes back and she's going to get a big win to restart her career here in WWE after about 7 or 8 years away, I think, and she spent a little time in AEW. But obviously, there were pictures going around of this was not great indication of it, but Brie Bella didn't look super thrilled because not only that, when the moment comes and the Bellas as a duo, the twin sisters themselves get the titles together, it takes a little bit away from Brie because she's already had that moment now. She's not going to have that moment to start with Nikki from the beginning. So that part kind of sucks. So, but again, I mean, I don't know. I just would have changed it. What do you think they should have maybe done something different there?
I would have like just pivoted, give them. But I get it's WrestleMania, so like
I get that too.
I don't.
And they wanted to do the surprise with Paige, and I understand that, but I don't feel like these two ladies will hold the belts very long. I could even see maybe even Nikki turning on her or something like that potentially, but time will tell. But they've not really done much with this since then. They just showed them in the crowd on Monday Night Raw, so time will tell where this story goes. But yeah, I think a pivot probably would have served them well here. But good to see Paige back though, and I found this and I thought it was absolutely intriguing. I mentioned this to Brandon, I believe on Sunday last week. Paige, even though she's had this long career already. She's been in AEW. She's in WWE. She had the neck injury, and she's had all this time off, and she hasn't been in WWE ring in 7 or 8 years, but she's still younger than half the women's roster, younger than Charlotte, younger than Io, younger than Becky, younger than Bianca Belair, younger than Bayley at 33 years old.
Wasn't Brie, like, hold on, was Paige in NXT at the same time that Charlotte, Becky, Charlotte, Becky, Bianca?
I think it was before. I could be wrong. She had to have started like when she was 20. I mean, I know she was young when she started.
Yeah, she had to be.
It's just insane to me to think that even now she's still younger. Like,
brother, I could have swore I thought she was older or around the same age as these women.
Yeah, I thought she was probably pushing 40.
You know what's crazier though? The fact that they're still that age, like, and I'm being honest here, the fact that all these women are the ages that they are and work and perform at the rate that they fucking do.
They can still go.
That's insane.
And we got a lot of young talent that they've yet to work with too, which could make some for intriguing matchups.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to that. And we're going to get to a couple of those here in just a minute, potentially. But yeah, good to see Paige back. And hopefully this run will do well, and hopefully her neck injury will be just fine. And obviously Edge and Daniel Bryan has had those type of injuries too, so hopefully it'll maintain. But one of the biggest things, night 2 of WrestleMania obviously kicked off with a bang. Like we said, the best night of the weekend. And of course, on that night, a star was born in the opening match here. No doubt in my mind, this is your World Heavyweight Champion after WrestleMania 43, or WWE Champion, however you want to look at it. Maybe even your Royal Rumble winner next year. Oba Femi. Absolutely is on top of the world right now. Everybody's doing the strut. Everybody's chanting his name. Oba is going to be this guy. You should be pushing him. Make him Brock Lesnar in WWE. He does need to. I mean, he can cut promos fine. He's better at Brock than that, even at this stage of his career. But he should be squashing people. He shouldn't lose a match for another year, maybe a lot longer, even after he wins the world title. This guy is on fire.
So
I'm glad you guys like him because you need something to be happy about.
Hey, there's some new stuff. I'm a happy guy. I'm just saying.
I feel like he's getting it honestly. Like, he doesn't have no family. He's not Samoan. He doesn't have no family in WWE. He's not a celebrity. Like, just let this guy do something for your company.
He just got that presence.
Yeah.
He really does, dude.
And real quick, before I miss this, I had to give a little. You know what? The post almost made me cry. To see Brock Lesnar just respect Tom McDonald the way he did.
I heard about that, him and Sable,
in this day and age. Yeah, that was awesome for him.
Yeah, like I think it was along the lines of Tom McDonald saw Brock and wanted to introduce himself, and Brock and Sable were like, "We listen to your music all the time," and they had a big time, and they got big pictures together. So good for them. And for those of you who don't know who Tom McDonald is he's definitely a great singer. Go check him out.
So, like, real quick, speaking of Brock, right? If you watch Brock's whole career, the way he kept himself, I mean, the guy, like I said, the guy's a very private guy. He's very, very fucking private. And he just looks like he doesn't want to be bothered. You know what I mean? But if you notice this whole last run with him, he's been smiling. He's been laughing at shit all on camera.
Having a good time.
It looks like he's been enjoying his time. And I think it all in his mind was already made up. When he knew that him and Oba were going to do this, and I think he'd already made his mind up because he was having a blast, which is a side of Brock that you never seen until this recent time. What I tell you, because we were all in here, like me, the kids, and Miranda were in here watching this. When he sat there and he started pulling off his gloves and all that, he started to cry, and I go, "There's no shot, like there's no, because you just never saw it."
Yeah.
To see him, it was like, what the fuck? Like,
Well, we speculated, and we've talked about here on the channel that there was reports going around that he was going to retire in Minneapolis, Minnesota at SummerSlam. That was the plan, and potentially maybe against Gunther. Maybe Gunther would be the career killer of Brock Lesnar. But perhaps maybe he didn't want to do the job to Gunther. He already had this plan to go over against Oba. Maybe thought there's no topping this, and it definitely seemed on the broadcast like nobody knew. Even Paul Heyman did not know this was coming, because Brock even threw up this X sign, which normally means injury, but it can also mean like a spur of the moment, unscripted thing. So when he did this whole
like, no, this is real
stuff, this is real. So, and Paul reacted accordingly, gave him a big old hug in tears himself, as Brock Lesnar, gave he kind of bowed to his own gear, as it were, and said goodbye to the WWE universe. And I'm not going to lie to you, we've been through a lot this last year when it comes to retirees, I should say, retirements. John Cena, AJ Styles, now Brock Lesnar, Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton. There's going to be more guys coming down the line here. So, and I'm not going to lie, and I told you guys this when it happened. I've seen enough pro wrestling retirements. I did not know if I could buy this as legitimate. Now, as the week has gone on, obviously the X thing came out a little bit. Then he was originally scheduled to show up on Monday Night Raw this week, did not appear on the show. The more and more I think about it, this may be it. I think this is Brock being done. As much as there could be still a potential, maybe Paul Heyman owes Gunther a favor after WrestleMania, and maybe he can coerce Brock out for one more match against Gunther at SummerSlam as originally planned. But this just doesn't feel like it to me. I think he's done. I really do. But I agree with Mike, though. I thought the same thing. Yeah, go ahead. He just wrote, I doubt Brock's done, but he did the right thing and put the next big thing over. And I agree with that for sure with Oba.
Well, yeah, look, I think for Brock, though, it's one of those situations where, like, putting over the Gunther, he knew, like, that's it. Like, everything. It's like, in this, the passing of the torch, like, Brock was always that monster, that ace in the hole, in the back of WWE. Like, he was always that beast, as he was known for. And to put over a young guy like Oba just turned 28.
Wow.
And to put him over, and the way he put him over, like, it's this was a better send-off than him and Gunther. And I'm being honest, and I'm not shitting on Gunther.
I don't disagree.
Gunther choking him out, it would, you know what I mean? Like, what are we going to get there? Like,
been there,
this
seen
was
that.
this is a better send-off for him, because he got fucking destroyed.
Brandon, will you come get this stink bug? It's on my keyboard.
It's all good. I'll take over. But yeah, but you're right. I mean, well, I mean, and Brock got his spots in for sure, but at the same time, putting Oba over is the correct call. As Mike said, I do hope that Brock is done, not because of my dislike of him, but because it made a great WrestleMania moment. He made Oba in this moment, and I agree with you 1,000%.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I said, and you push Oba to the moon moving forward, and he is your next big thing as long as you continue to book him properly.
But make no mistake about it, Brock has worked his ass off for Oba. But these two guys are extremely fucking strong. They did a tail of the tape earlier in. Now, granted, Brock has 20 pounds over Oba? Brock was 310. Oba was
something like that. Something, yeah. But Brock is bigger.
Hoist up,
Oba's bigger.
Taller, yeah. Hoist up 290 on your shoulder and then flip all 290 for a fucking F5 and deliver those Germans, which are still crisp. By the way, he's got some snap on them Germans.
Sure.
But then for Oba to pop up out of that F5, when he popped up, I wish you could have seen my house. Like,
he's slowly.
I'm telling you,
yeah,
you've got to start streaming your
your
live reaction.
I'd be down for that.
The choke slam, and then the roll into that pop-up power bomb, sit down power bomb, brother. Part of me wanted him to kick out, like legit. Part of me wanted him to kick out because I'm like,
over. Yeah,
I didn't, because I wanted to see more. But again, I said it then and I'll say it now. Kudos to fucking Lesnar, because like he worked his ass off for this young dude, and he put him over big on the grandest stage of them all in front of all of those people. And to hear everybody in that crowd when they realized that that he was taking his boots off and dropping his gloves, and they all clapped it up for him, chanted his fucking name. And like him to say, I appreciate all of you, high five fans. When's the last time you seen Brock Lesnar high five a fucking fan?
Not often. Not on camera, especially.
And then to have that genuine moment with Tom afterwards, like this was a side, and again, version of Brock Lesnar that lets me know, like, seriously, the aura's over, the illusion's over. Like, he's happy, he's content with his life. And I think this retirement is real. Like,
I didn't think so at first, and I still could be wrong. I still have a little doubt in my mind, but at the same time, the more I think about it, I think this is the best way to go about it. Just let it be. Let it be. Sometimes just get out when it's getting good, you know. Mike said, what I do now with Oba is never lose, wins the title as a babyface, dominates everyone, eventually turns heel, and after a monster heel run, finally loses to the next top babyface, which that could be 5 years down the line. Now, I don't know if I agree with maybe never losing later down the line, but I definitely agree with winning the title as a face, domination. Then you got to build up whether it be heel or face to take it down. But
how good?
You're right.
How good would it be for him to turn into like a legit, as far as the heel run goes, like M'Baku from fucking, you know what I mean? Like this smart-mouthed, very powerful ruler, like. I don't think
promo. He actually did a great
I don't
promo.
think we need to stick him, but I don't think he should fall into that.
You don't have
most heels fall into that like group thing, and I don't think Oba needs that.
Yeah, you do not beat this man between now. You do not beat him until even after he rolls through Roman Reigns next year. You know, Roman can have his year with the bloodline stuff, which we're about to get into, or whatever you want to do, but screw The Rock at WrestleMania 43. It's Oba Roman. That's your main event.
Yeah, man.
And Oba wins. And Oba, if you want, I know, but I think, I mean that collision course will happen sooner rather than later. Well, hopefully at least a year from now. Build it all the way up, and that's why I think Oba could definitely win the Royal Rumble.
And your big baby face at that point in time could very well be Braun Breaker.
Could be
Braun Breaker versus Oba Femi would be,
and that may be your main event too. And if you do rock Roman, Braun and Oba definitely needs to be the play. If it's not Roman, but I still want to see Roman against him one day because they were even kind of teasing with that because the crowd was chanting at Roman after the show, which was pretty cool. But yeah, so it's interesting also to note here that with Brock Lesnar retiring, he is one of I think Randy Orton now is one of only a few left from the 2002 OVW wrestling class. With Cena retiring, Batista, and now Brock Lesnar. Can you name the other OVW class member who is still wrestling, not in WWE, but is still wrestling? It was a part of this group.
Shit.
little fun facts and trivia for you, Mike. I got one for him.
Shit.
You'll know as soon as I say it.
I'm trying to. Oh man, I just seen a thing about it too.
Well, here's the answer. Shelton Benjamin.
I fucking knew it. I knew it. I couldn't do. Oh,
still wrestling with AEW right now, but so there's not many left from that old class, but those two in particular.
Shelton Benjamin doesn't age.
No, he really doesn't.
This is what him in his 20s.
I'd say so. Yeah,
he's in his 50s now. He looks, that's wild.
Craziness. And he still moves great, by the way. Randy Orton, a little less hair now, a little more bulk, but Randy Orton is the last of this 4-man group right here. And by the way, this is your next 4 years of main eventers for the Hall of Fame. So, there you go. You don't even have to look any further than that.
I think it'll be Batista first.
Well, timing with him and his Hollywood career, but you're not wrong. That was the one who's been waiting the most.
Lesnar, I think, no. Do you put John in last over or Lesnar?
I actually think that they may go John first, just because he's the greatest of all time, right? You know,
if they don't do you're right. If they don't do Batista first, they'll do John first. Yeah, and then Lesnar will going after him.
I definitely don't think I'd do all 4 of these at once because you can stretch this out a bit if you're the Hall of Fame planning committee or whatever, you know. But that's just my opinion on it. But
because you can't. You can't lump them all together. No, simply because their careers, what they've done for the business, and like you can't do that. They at the work. I don't know how you want to put it. You could maybe do 2 at a time, but I still think I would drag this out. You do the main event attraction, and then you got 4 years worth. You know? Yeah, you either do Batista and John or Batista and Lesnar, if you're going to do it that way.
And Orton and Batista were on the same team at one point too, so there's
if Evolution ever goes in, then
I think they already did though. Did they not? Mike, correct us in the chat. I think Evolution went in the Hall of Fame already.
Anyway. I think so. Because
Mike
said in there a couple of times.
Yeah, so is Rick. Rick's with the Horseman and himself, though, I believe. Mike said, basically, don't WCW his win streak like what happened to Goldberg. I don't mind if they go like 170 some and or whatever.
If you start keeping count, that would be cool to do the count gimmick again, like where he just goes undefeated.
But the problem is, as soon as you start keeping count, that's when they're going to go, okay, well, this is going for a long time, and everybody's going to know the finish no matter what. So, at least you maybe don't keep count until it hits like a higher number, and then maybe you can start doing it. You know, that's kind of what they did with Goldberg at first too. But I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be against it for sure. But now with Brock Lesnar retiring, that means his final win-loss record at WrestleMania is 6-7.
Okay. Don't do that. Do that.
I saw this. I couldn't resist. Okay, like don't hold.
Are you freaking kidding me? I have to hear that every day. Every day. Sometimes 10 times an hour, and you're going to throw it.
Did I even do it right? I don't even know if I did.
I don't care. Just don't do it again.
No, do not. Do not. I think that whoever made this up needs to be put in prison for domestic terrorism.
And Michael have to fact check this post anyway, because I know he keeps track of the WrestleMania win-loss records. So let me know if that's inaccurate. But
he's also the one to beat the one that was 21 and now won.
Yeah, one to beat the one who was in 21 and 1. Yeah, exactly.
I'm just glad my daughter can't hear you.
She'd be over there doing it, huh? Yeah, for sure. Mike said, I got a fun fact that is
losing her mind.
Mike said, I got a fun fact that is also a great what if. By the way, Evolution is not in the Hall of Fame. Oh, really? I thought they were. So that means Rick could go in again. Man, Rick and Triple H, man, they need to get that going for as long as Rick's still. I don't know if Rick has great relationships with WWE right now, but that's another story that came out this week too, which we won't get into.
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing. Also following up on one that Mike said earlier that I skipped here. He said Paige was in NXT and was champion when she debuted on Raw after WrestleMania 30 against AJ. And they made a whole movie about that. So, but WrestleMania 30 was 12 years ago, so she's 33, so she's 21 then. So that'd be when she made her main roster debut, which is crazy when you really think about it. But yeah. Mike also said today, 43 years ago, Hulk Hogan beat Nick Bockwinkel for the AWA, I should say, title, but the decision was reversed because Hogan threw him over the top rope. I guess that's a rule in AWA I didn't remember, but anyway. Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
Me and Aaron were talking about this. Which title has the NWA prestige in WWE? And the Universal title lineage started with the creation of that title, correct? It's not taking the lineage of another title.
Well, it depends on how the old big gold belt, like that lineage from the NW. I don't know how much of that in WCW. That's more of a question for Mike. So, Mike, if you know the answer to that, you can let us know. But I don't know all that, because like you said, they made the undisputed title. They've merged belts. I don't know. Like the WWE Championship lineage is the one that Cody currently holds.
Yes. Okay. So I was right.
Yeah,
I was right.
But the World Heavyweight Championship,
the Winged Eagle belt is that belt, right? That Cody has, right?
That Cody has, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was merged with Roman for a while, but they split it again.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if lineage wise, that belt is the one that Cody currently holds.
Yes.
All right.
The one his father never got. Thank God. And that was the whole part of finishing the story. Yeah.
The Universal title is the one that is on Raw, correct?
No, that's the World Heavyweight Championship.
Okay.
The Universal title was kind of when they brought them together, if I remember correctly.
Yes, that is right. Okay.
I always viewed the current World Heavyweight title like the lineage that was the WCW big gold belt carried forward, even though they kind of put it to rest for a while.
All right, and that's the one that's on Raw, and then the one on. Okay, all right.
Yes.
I couldn't remember which was which, and because we were talking about it on the way to work, and like I couldn't remember which was which.
There's a lot of confusion with the NWA still got their own belt too, so I don't know how all that kind of plays into the WCW back in the day too, and all that sort of stuff. But Mike's right. Cody has a belt with the lineage, right? Correct. And he also said that fans nearly rioted over the Nick Bockwinkel Hogan outcome there. Vern Gagne, for whatever reason, wouldn't put the title on him. Makes you wonder how things would be different had he pulled the trigger. So yeah, and yeah, he had the WWE lineage for the title. So yeah, but for sure, yeah, I don't know how it would have been different had they gone a different route with that, no doubt about it. But finishing up my night 2 of WrestleMania, obviously, we actually got a great main event. I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh my lord!
Who knew that if you take out the celebrities, you take out. Don't get me wrong, WrestleMania 40, I think, warranted like the Avengers type finish with all the different people helping out the Bloodline and people helping out Cody. I think it made a lot of sense for that particular story. But not every Mania needs to have all this like overbooked nonsense to it. This was 2 guys who legitimately don't like each other, no outside interference, kicking each other's tails up and down this ring here. And it was great. It was 33 minutes of just pure old-fashioned wrestling fun. That was not the picture I was hoping for. But yeah, both guys went through a table, one each for sure. It just kind of came down to the simple fact that at the very end, not the greatest of photos, but at the very end, one guy got exhausted before the other, and that guy was the old man CM Punk, as Roman called him, and he just could not go on any longer as Roman Reigns hits the big spear for the win. But yeah, great storytelling, in my opinion, between these 2 guys. One of the better main events over the last few years at WrestleMania. Definitely far exceeding last year's with Travis Scott. So thoughts on this?
I have seen so many videos and shorts of people saying how much they love Roman's trash talk in ring.
Yeah.
And there's just videos of him talking shit to CM Punk during this match, and it's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
This match, the build for this match started off hot with the first 2 promos.
Sure.
And then it built up to them getting physical, and then it was kind of like, all right, we're just gonna fall into. But I think when the match starts and you get like this intertwined shit with Roman talking shit the whole time, it enhances everything. So the build up for this and to this match, where you don't have all the crazy 9 people running in and doing all this other shit, but there was one incident that like people were griping about, and I could understand it, was the stairs, where Roman hits him with the stairs.
Right. They said it should have been a DQ. Sure.
Yeah. But if you think about it in the logic of like, this is WrestleMania, they're never
let them go
going to do that. Yeah.
It's like in the Super Bowl. You don't always call the penalties you normally call. You let them go.
Yeah.
You see who the better man is. That's kind of the way I viewed it. I didn't have a big problem with it. I understand what the critics are saying, but it's not a big issue to me. So yeah, I mean, but yeah, this was just a great match between the 2 guys. And of course, at the end, like I said, Roman Reigns stood tall as the new World Heavyweight Champion. Now it appears, according to Based on Monday Night Raw, CM Punk eventually is going to go one-on-one with Cody Rhodes. That seems like the plan down the line for those 2 guys.
I think he's moving to SmackDown for a while.
Yeah, and I think that makes sense with Roman being on Raw. And because of the Netflix deal, I think they wanted Roman Reigns featured there. So I can see Punk moving over to SmackDown, kind of furthering that CM Punk thing down the line. And it gives Punk a whole new list of characters to work with, too. Now, Roman Reigns, on the other hand, though, I know a lot of people don't like the whole bloodline thing. Continuing.
I don't think it's going to be the same thing, though.
I don't think it is either.
I got some thoughts on something, but sure, go ahead.
Well, to start it off, obviously Roman Reigns was going to come out to address the crowd and everything that happened. Then, of course, he saw his cousins, Jimmy and Jey Uso. They officially reformed the OG bloodline, as it were, as Jimmy and Jey acknowledged Roman as their tribal chief in this segment. But that brought out Jacob Fatu, who just come off a big win against Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania as well. And they went face-to-face, and Roman said, well, it must mean only one thing, or either one of 2 things. Either you're here to acknowledge me, and Jacob goes, nah, it's not that. And then he goes, well, then that must mean you're here for this, pointing at the World Heavyweight Championship. So it appears now we're going to be getting at least Roman and the OG bloodline against Jacob Fatu in some form or fashion here. It looks like we may be getting a World Heavyweight Championship match at Backlash here in May, even though Roman was going to give Jacob about a week to think about it. So we'll probably get our answer next week on Monday Night Raw. But yeah, this could be great. And again, this is, yes, everybody's want to say, well, we've already done the bloodline stuff. It's overplayed. We've got new factors in the bloodline now. We've got Jacob Fatu. Solo Sikoa is not in the same place. We got Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, Tala Tonga. We could bring in Zilla Fatu. There's a lot of things that you could do with this still that is going to be different than what it once was.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it can still be top tier level storytelling. And not only that, let's address the elephant in the room here. As CM Punk said, we've talked about here on many times on the channel, the Usos have still not demanded an apology from Roman Reigns for the way that he's treated them over the years. They just blindly pretty much just acknowledged him here, which you could say is a bit of a storyline loophole maybe, or is it something they're going to address further down the line here? So let's give it some time. But yeah, I think the Usos kind of confronting Roman could also play into things, and potentially they might even join Jacob or Solo or something. We don't know yet. So time will tell. And I've not seen SmackDown tonight, obviously. We'll talk about that maybe next week if there's anything important on it. But yeah, thoughts on the bloodline against Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns defending his title against him at Backlash?
If you want to see a good promo from guys who know each other and where it's like where it's real, because they're all related, they're all real actual family, they all grew up together, like they know each other's lives. This is one of them. The emotion in Jacob's voice when he says, I would do anything for my family, even if that means going through you. Like he listed off everything that Roman has that he needs. He doesn't want it, he needs it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's a different kind of, you know what I'm saying, as far as a character goes, that's a different kind of need. This is beyond, I want to do what you did. You got there, but now I need to get there. But in the same sense, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you getting there. Like, make no mistake about it. Roman is taking care of his family. Like, that is real. But it's because he knows they can do it. In that promo, he even says to Jacob, like, you could beat me. Like, you could beat me. When is the last time you could beat me? Because it's real. Like, he could. But can you stand here at the top? He's letting him know, like, everything that comes with this, I do more than you think. I'm the one that has to stand at the top of this mountain. I have to carry this burden. And like to me, that whole promo between the two of them was fire because it was more than just wrestling. That, you know what I mean?
Right. Which leads into like the Jey Uso side of this. They went through the same thing with him, who tried to challenge the tribal chief. And we're getting the same sort of, maybe a little bit of a repeat, but at the same time, it's going to be done differently. Different person. Now what?
Yeah.
And Jay even said, I think tonight on SmackDown, we're going to find out what you're made of. That's what we're doing here. We're seeing what you're going to do. So yeah, it's intriguing, no doubt about it. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes. And this is just the start of the storylines that.
Plus, Jacob is fucking dope in the ring, and so is Roman. But their wrestling styles differ. Jacob's way more agile than Roman. Yeah, way more. So like the match itself is going to be different. Roman can't work that slow way with Jacob. Like, you know what I mean? So, man.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. Can't wait to see where this goes, and we'll find out more on Raw whether or not Jacob. I don't think Jacob's backing down for this for sure. I think it's definitely going to happen. But yeah, and again, I don't think Roman's going to lose to Jacob or anything, but it's going to further a storyline. There's also rumors of Roman and Gunther at SummerSlam if Gunther's not going to get Brock, so we could also get that, and of course the Oba Femi stuff could also.
And again, this is also shows you how much belief they have in Jacob. You're putting him against Roman.
Yeah.
On Raw, your A show.
Yeah. So for sure, we'll see how it ends up going. But obviously with WrestleMania, also usually every single year we get call-ups. We now also have confirmation that All Ego Ethan Page has been called up to the main roster. He is now going to be an official member of Monday Night Raw. He made his debut this week. We also got next week on Raw. This week we got Joe Hendry is now officially a member of the Monday Night Raw, and he's going to give his first concert this week on Monday Night Raw too. So you can look forward to that. So some of the NXT call-ups here. We also got Sol Ruca, also made her main event or her main roster debut this week on Raw, I should say, against Liv Morgan.
And got 7 stitches out of it.
Yeah, she did. She not against Liv Morgan, but she took a loss to Liv Morgan due to the interference of Zarya, who she fought on NXT this week. It's her last match on NXT, and she took a fall off the it's like a little elevated stage they do for promos and stuff. That she took a fall off of in between two tables or on two tables, but she only broke the first one, and her head cracked the second one. And of course, I believe it's 8 stitches actually. And so hopefully she's okay. But I don't. Everybody was like, well, she got buried as soon as she debuted debut on the main roster? No, because again, they wrote it in a certain way to where Zarya cost her the match, setting up this match, and it kept Liv Morgan strong. So no, I got no problem with it. I think Sol Ruka will be just fine.
First of all, those are staples, not stitches.
Yeah,
that
those are
gap
staples.
Was big.
Yeah. And to be quite honest, the first time I saw it, I thought her arms was the only thing that hit the table, but apparently it was the back of her head. So yeah, it was definitely, and hopefully she's okay. Not only that, I did hear that, speaking of heads and blood stuff, Braun Breaker took a chair shot from Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw too, which up in the back of his head. He is now officially in concussion protocol, so he just got back. He's already hurt again, but hopefully it won't be a long period where for Braun, and he'll be able to come back from that just fine. But just took a nasty chair shot to the back, and it caught his head for sure. Speaking of main roster call-ups, there's rumors, heavy speculation right now. Maybe they did something on SmackDown tonight. Don't know. But Ricky Saints is also being considered for a main roster call-up. I could see him maybe going to SmackDown since he is one of Cody Rhodes' best friends. I could see that being a thing.
Oh,
there's
man,
also
that story.
Yeah, that could be great. Or I mean, they can even be friends and tag team a lot for all I know. There's things you could do there. There's also unconfirmed, but very likely reports of maybe JC Jane and Blake Monroe coming up to the main roster here soon. But that's going to leave NXT a little underhanded when it comes to, or understaffed, I should say, when it comes to known talents on their show. But that's what NXT is for, is to build up the new talent. So we'll see how that ends up going, whether or not CW executives will sign off on some of these. But yeah, every year after WrestleMania usually means call-ups, and I'm glad to see some of these. Now, the downside of that means that we also, since there's going to be more call-ups on the main roster, that also means roster talent cuts. And Black Monday comes in the form of Black Friday in WWE. The Friday after WrestleMania seems to be their new Black Monday. So, as it's known in the NFL, the entire Wyatt 6 faction has been released from WWE, including Bo Dallas's Uncle Howdy, Dexter Lumis, Eric Rowan, Joe Gacy, and Nikki Cross. They're all gone from the company tonight, and as of tonight, we've got a slew of releases that were announced this afternoon. Kairi Sane is also on the cutting block. Aleister Black and Zelina Vega, obviously joining the Wyatt 6. We got Santos Escobar, Apollo Crews, Andre Chase, Zoe Starks, Alba Fire. The Secret Hervis is apparently no more, which led to a lot of speculation saying that they released Chelsea Green. That has not happened yet. And of course, Motor City Machine Guns, all of which gone from WWE as of this evening, and some developmental talent as well. So thoughts on the release talent? Obviously, it sucks anytime talent is cut, but luckily there are other options in the world of pro wrestling these days. So some of them will have jobs with other companies, whether it be AEW, TNA, other indie scenes, whatever it may be. So thoughts on these cuts? Some of them were kind of surprising. I thought Aleister Black for sure was a little surprising.
Yeah, the Aleister Black one was surprising to me. And I'm going to be real honest, and I'm probably going to sound like a bad person, but I thought back when last year, when Cedric Alexander and all those guys got released, I thought Apollo Crews got released too. I didn't know he still worked there.
He's mostly been on Main Event a lot, I think, which I didn't even know the show was still on the air. I think it's YouTube only mostly. But yeah. So, and a lot of people were, I don't know if I agree with, a lot of people were saying online, they were saying that by releasing the entire Wyatt 6, who had a great debut, didn't seem like they quite knew what to do with them, and now they just cut him outright, kind of feels disrespectful to Bray Wyatt's legacy and memory. At the same time, on the flip side of that, I think that Bo Dallas in particular would be very happy to at least have been able to do this with this gimmick for some period of time to pay honor and homage to Bray Wyatt. So I don't know if I blame the company there for like being disrespectful, but what are your thoughts on it?
No, I mean, it sucks, but like, what was if you don't know what to do with them, you're not going to use them for anything. Keeping them there as a charity is also kind of shitty. So
it let a lot of people.
Your best option would have been to like let him go, and if they continue the gimmick in the Indies, give them full rights to the whole gimmick, and and let them continue it on that way.
I don't know if WWE do that, but yeah, that would be the good thing to do. I did see one person online say, "Damn, how much did that Page contract cost?" Because they were cutting all these people. I don't know anything about that.
I don't think that's it.
I don't think.
But they got.
Yeah,
I think but NXT signing Evil from New Japan.
Okay.
They got others coming in, younger talent and stuff like that. Motor City Machine Guns, understandable. These guys ain't got nothing to be shit about. Like, their career should have ended when they left TNA. I'm gonna be real honest. Like,
yeah,
but they're still good. They're still good in the ring.
I think if anybody, I think they could possibly end up in AEW or TNA. Obviously TNA.
And I think that's their landing spot there. They'll get utilized more there too. I feel like though they were a wasted addition to the tag division because, especially on SmackDown, like where there are a lot of good tag teams, they could have done more with them and they didn't. I don't know why.
They just didn't. Yeah. It's just surprising. Some of these names have good talent, but just they weren't using them very well. Santos Escobar is kind of another disappointment. But again, not nothing to do with him. It's the way they booked him and stuff.
But he'll probably go down to AAA and still pseudo work for the company.
I ain't gonna lie to you. If Santos Escobar ended up in AEW, him and Andrade as a team or as part of a faction could be
but
be interesting.
I still feel like too, if that's the case too, like he'll fall into that same thing that they all fall into, and plus, especially with the Don Callis family, there's just too many fucking guys there too. So to bring in Escobar in that situation, I wouldn't. You know what I mean? To like actually put him in a spot, like I think he'd be great wrestling guys like Tommaso Ciampa and shit like that too. Like I would love to see that, but I just don't think if you're not going to utilize him, even to this extent, like I said, he can go to Mexico. And me and Miranda were talking about this earlier.
AAA, CMLL, what AAA still at WWE?
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't just put him there. But that's interesting. But yeah,
he might go there too because that's what happened. Yeah. But me and Miranda were talking about this. It almost seems to be like there needs to be like another company. You know what I'm saying? Like
almost
to offset both of the AEW and so you have people who have immense talent, and it's just there's not enough TV time. There's not enough days in a week for wrestling.
Not really. Unfortunately, that is the way it goes. I mean, I'm glad there are more options, but even those options are getting pretty full at this point. Unfortunately, but it's just kind of the way it goes. But Mike's right. I'm sure Tony Khan will break out the checkbook to some of these talents for sure.
I think Kyrie would be a great addition. Her and Zoe Stark, who was still injured, by the way, but her and Zoe could go to AEW, and I think they could benefit the women's division there.
Zoe Stark would fit in like a glove with Marina Shafir for sure.
Yeah.
Machine guns. Yeah.
The machine guns could go there, but again, if you're going to use them,
yes.
Like
that's why I'd feel with Malachi Black if he were to take that name again. AEW, Tony Khan would have to use him. Last time he just didn't do much with him, and that guy should have been world heavyweight title material in my opinion. But
his run in NXT was fucking awesome. Like his run in NXT was awesome.
Right. To wrap up the wrestling thing segment here, Mike said, little spoiler for SmackDown, Fatal Influence from NXT also debuted tonight. So I do believe that includes JC Jane, and there's 3 women in that group. So that's another NXT call up for SmackDown. So there you go. I figured we'd probably get 1 or 2. I didn't know if Ricky Starks would be tonight or not. That show I don't think has quite ended yet. If not, it's about to be ended. But he also said technically they do have another company with TNA. Those that go there will still have a line with WWE with their working agreement.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. But I mean, they could go to TNA. Yeah, and they could definitely see themselves back on WWE programming with that for sure. And he did say the 6-7 record was indeed correct for Brock. And then he said to me, the WCW title lineage ended with Jericho beating Austin and Rock in December 2001 to unify the belts. The current world title to me started when Bischoff gave Hunter that title in 2002. But that's me. I always looked at it as the same lineage. That's just me.
That's a name I thought I'd never hear again.
Who's that?
Who?
Bischoff.
Oh.
He's got a podcast. So if you want to
83 weeks.
83 weeks, yeah, for sure. But
he almost ended up in a crash truck.
I was going to talk a little bit about AEW tonight, but since we're running late on time here, we're a little over the segment. I'll skip it, but I will just say this: Darby Allin probably, I think, based on the current plan, is not going to be champion for probably more than a couple months because he's already stated he's going to wrestle every week, defend the title every week, and if it goes like his match with Ciampa did on Dynamite, he's not going to have that belt for long because him and Ciampa killed one another. And it was a great match. I highly recommend you go check it out. Even Ciampa stated that he finally found his wrestling soulmate. So that's kind of cool to hear. But yeah, if that's the way it's going to go, and Darby Allin gets Brody King next week. So that if that just continues, Darby's probably going to lose that belt sooner rather than later. But it'll be a great run maybe, but it's probably going to be a short one. So for those of you who like AEW, I just thought I'd throw that out there. But we'll get more into AEW when we get closer to Double or Nothing for sure. All right, that'll do it for pro wrestling. You got any other thoughts on that?
Other than that weird thing with I'm interested. I can't say weird. I'm interested to see where it goes with Osprey and the Death Rider. That was
where they kind of carried him away. What they do with that, which it's got a lot of people speculating whether or not Osprey's kind of been selling his neck too much since the return. I think it's fine. He just got back, as long as they don't go way overboard with it, I guess. But for the current storyline, it makes sense since Monk's supposed to be the one who took him out. So I think that's totally fine. And Mike also said Tommaso Triple H Ciampa. Yeah. So yeah.
God, I remember that. That was hilarious. Again, R-Truth is an unsung fucking hero. All right, legend for sure. He should also be in the Hall of Fame as a solo inductee. You know what I mean? Like, him and Little Jimmy.
I don't know if I go so far as the solo inductee. I don't disagree with otherwise, though. For his longevity and the contributions to the business and all that, I will give you that, no doubt. But solo inductee or main draw,
main eventer,
for sure, for sure, yeah. As far as I know, there were some people on X talking about Chelsea Green. I don't think she's been eliminated or
eliminated is crazy.
Eliminated.
Eliminated is crazy.
Released. I don't think she's been released. That was some rumors going around. So those of you saying that, but anyway, yeah. All right, well, let's move into the world of movies here. We got a few trailers to talk about and some rapid fire. So here we go. If I can find it. Okay, well, I'm glad Mike let me know about that other Colts pick. I'll get into that here in just a little bit, but I'll look it up while we're going through the trailers here a little bit. We got 3 trailers this week, so we'll get through them kind of quickly here so we can keep the show moving a little bit here. We got our first official look at Super Troopers 3. So we got a first trailer for that, so I thought we'd check it out together. Being a comedy, so give us something to laugh about here. So let's check it out. Here we go.
All units respond. Reports of a high-speed chase.
I give to you
Dukes of Hazzard.
our first electric patrol car.
No.
Fuck electricity. Boom.
Well. It isn't the old timers passing the torch to the new generation.
You beat my rookie in a foot race? No ticket. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3, go.
Hey, Thorny, we're super excited for your hot sister's wedding.
To Rod Farva. Son of a bitch. Got a beer?
That's my shirt.
It's a good sex shirt.
I got a Postmates delivery of 12 short and wide condoms for Rod Farva.
Only 12? I guess I'll have to do.
Here I come, babe.
Come get your green girl.
I'm gonna stop this wedding.
Mom, Dad, this is Farva.
Oh my God, babe, you clean up great.
I wonder if they have any white tea here. Oh, wait, that's me, Whitey.
We do like racial humor.
Who doesn't?
Farva texted me his list of demands for the bachelor party. Bum fights, Russian roulette, strip club.
What the hell? Hello, boys.
I did not know that was all in there. R-rated.
Tokyo Drift, motherfucker! Nerd!
Watch it, Farva.
Is it possible we're no longer the cool guys in our own story? Not a fucking chance.
Okay, Farva. Time to pick your snake.
This guy's actually kind of cute.
Since it's the neck, it's best to suck it out.
What? Check it out. Farva, that's my mom.
Oh, wish I had the Green Band trailer for that one.
Man.
That's the last time don't do that without verifying it first. But anyway, what do y'all think?
That's fucking hilarious.
Don't give us a copyright strike there,
dude,
or whatever. Yeah.
Super Troopers is the last. Oh man, hilarious.
Yeah. Sorry, Mike. If I'd have known that was the Red Band trailer, I probably would have on the Green Band. My bad. Boy. Anyway, moving on. Yeah. So thoughts.
No, I don't have any.
I mean, that's kind of what you expect from a Super Troopers movie, I suppose.
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh man,
so
looks hilarious. Don't get me wrong. Rather crude.
Oh, that shit shit hurt my soul.
So I ain't gonna lie, it looks funnier than the second film, which I didn't. Don't get me wrong, I didn't hate, but
no, I didn't hate it, but you're right. It wasn't as funny as the first one. But the first one was hilarious. I love the first one, the first Super Troopers movie. The second one I liked. I still have that tweet too. And this one looks like it's getting back to what the first one was. The slapstick fucking bully comedy that I like. I like this.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Who?
I said meow, not meow. No. Yeah.
Oh, meow. Shut up.
Meow. So anyway, fun fact, Mike said, I've never seen Super Troopers, either movie. Brother, first one especially.
First one is hilarious.
That's a comedy classic right there.
So you got your bird lips.
I don't recommend your little one be in the room for it, but
no,
it's another story. Yeah, clearly
it's funny. It is. It reminds me of the old like National Lampoon's movies and shit. Like those, you know what I mean? And like I said, this one like it's getting back to what the first one was. The first one had all those wacky, crazy tropes. You know, it was like they stumbled upon a mystery like Scooby-Doo in the gang. Like it hilarious.
Yeah. It's definitely got that stoner humor for sure on top of it all. But if you like that sort of thing,
Tony Sister's hilarious.
He did not watch them on purpose. It's just never did watch them. So I mean, hey, some movies fall through the cracks, man. I definitely recommend them. I think they're a lot of fun. So if you're looking to watch that movie, the third movie, it comes out what is it, August 7th? Yeah, August 7th there. So if you're looking forward to checking that out, it'll be a good again, it seems like comedies are starting to get a little bit of a comeback in theaters a little bit. At the Naked Gun, you got Scary Movie 6, you got Spaceballs next year, and we got Super Troopers here. So it's just kind of nice to see because comedies for a long time. They just wouldn't, you know.
Yeah, they weren't comedies.
That too. They were just not good movies. So I mean, hopefully this will be the start of a turnaround here, no doubt, and that'll be a good thing for.
It's highly unlikely, but it's okay.
Well, I don't know if this is something probably you'd be too into, Matt. Anyway, it doesn't seem like, but yeah, maybe you'll be into this one. This is maybe a little bit more your style. But we got the first trailer for Coyote versus ACME, the upcoming. Looney Tunes live action / hybrid. It's also going to be starring John Cena and Will Forte. Thought we'd take a look at that real quick and let you know what we think about that too. So here we go. Roadrunner. Riley Coyote.
Oh, here we go.
Have you been horribly injured by a product made by the Acme Corporation?
It's not your fault. There's probably someone to blame. The name of the case is Coyote versus Acme.
Wile E. Coyote. He is reckless. We all know who's responsible, and all of his injuries are self-inflicted.
You've been settling cases for years.
I could probably get you $250 for that.
This is your opportunity to really show people what you're capable of.
These companies think they can do whatever they want. We're sick of it.
Acme, hack you!
Nothing to see here.
We really have nothing.
We both know it would be very unpleasant if anything bigger were to become public.
So, what is up, Doc?
The Acme Corporation is releasing this film for account purposes only. We do not condone any of the storylines depicted.
And for those of you who don't remember, Warner Brothers was not going to release this movie. They was going to write it off on their taxes instead. But due to fan backlash and wanting to see this, we are now officially going to be getting it. So for those of you who wanted it and screamed for it, now's the time to go, support it with your tax dollars, I guess you could say. So you could get the more of this stuff here. So yeah, I think it's good. We're at least finally going to get to see this. And I'll tell you, John Cena as a evil corporate executive, I think it looks like it could be a lot of fun for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's got that classic.
Think about it. It's about one person fighting these big corporations, and some dark secrets in there, apparently.
For sure.
I didn't know this movie was going to be about. Like, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't quite. I mean, I knew it was going to be based like on a court, lawsuit between Wile E. Coyote and the ACME Corporation. Obviously, because every time he uses their products, he can't catch the Roadrunner. So he's obviously upset that he's not getting what he paid for. Yeah,
he gets hurt. It doesn't work, or it works not in his favor ever. You would think you would stop ordering from there, but apparently, you don't learn.
Yeah, you got to learn the hard way. And yeah, so I mean, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, a little bit of updated animation and stuff too. But yeah, I definitely get a little bit of Space Jam vibes from this, because obviously the Looney Tunes type stuff. But yeah, obviously, hopefully it's better than the second Space Jam with LeBron James. No bueno, that movie wasn't that great. But hopefully this will be a little bit better. But I'll be curious to see
if you're watching the current Lakers in the playoffs, you're watching the second Space Jam movie.
It can't be that bad, can it?
It's that bad.
Wow. But so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it just depends. I'm curious to see maybe why Warner Brothers didn't want to release it. If it's as bad as they thought it was. But I guess we'll find out when it does hit theaters this August at the end of the month. So but at least it's going to get an opportunity, and we'll see what it ends up doing. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I'll check it out in theaters personally. That's just I don't know. But eventually, I wouldn't mind watching it on stream whenever it comes to that too. But those of you who wanted it, you're going to get it. So definitely, now's the time to go show your support for sure. All right, we got one last trailer to talk about. I wanted to get into. Obviously, it is a big trailer coming out from DC Studios. We got our first look at Clayface. So I thought we'd talk about that because it's obviously a little bit different of a film that's coming to the DC universe. Not quite on par with some of the current DC stuff. So it's going to be more of a horror film. So let's check it out. Here we go. No creepy. Oh, righty. All right. Yeah, this is definitely all right, just about a week before Halloween, so that fits in perfectly here. So obviously this is the first solo villain film in the DCU, the new DC universe, brought to you by James Gunn and Peter Safran. Obviously, we've got Superman, we've got Lanterns coming up in August as well. We get Supergirl this summer, and of course, Man of Tomorrow next year. A little Peacemaker and Creature Commandos thrown in there already as well on the TV side of things. But this is definitely not going to have the same tone as any of those. This is much darker, much more scary, and James Gunn flat out says this is a horror film. So this is not. And of course, if you know the character of Clayface, this is not going to be something for the faint of heart. This guy is definitely got some problems. So
where Marvel has these very fantastical like heroes and their villains, kind of their counterparts in that, like it's not that dark, but to say it's not dark in the sense of like where DC falls in and you use Batman's gallery of villains, like they're fucking disturbing. Like Two-Face, Joker, Clayface, like how they got to be who they are is a very dark and fucked up timeline. And I think for Clayface to be a horror movie fits, but that shit was where he wiped his face away was crazy.
Yeah, just did this, and just smeared the clay basically.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be a little unsettling for some. This is obviously rated R. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Obviously, we get our first look at Gotham City and the new DCU as well. It's interesting to note that Matt Reeves of the Batman franchise with Robert Pattinson is, I believe, producing this as well. This has got nothing to do with that, though. It's supposed to be taking place in the new DCU with the Batman that is yet to be revealed. So we're at least getting our first look at Gotham, which has got a very Robert Pattinson-esque Batman feel to it.
That's what I was about to say.
So it might lend a little credence to the theories that potentially Robert Pattinson is the Batman of this new DCU, and they just haven't told us yet. Maybe. I don't know if I buy it, but it's definitely got that same feel.
I'm not buying that the new Batman has not been released yet. I don't believe that crap.
You think it's Pattinson?
I think it's Patterson.
I mean, if it is, I'm not going to be upset necessarily per se. You just got to continue to build out that world.
That it would make sense.
It would. It could for sure. You can make it work. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely got that darker vibe. Now, they did say that James Gunn said that it's officially Clayface is actually the first prequel in the DCU. This is the first film that'll be out of chronological order. It technically takes place before the first Superman film. But I got this feeling you could probably watch it in the order of release. It'll be just fine. But technically, if you want to go about it, he has stated that it is now the first official film chronologically in the DCU. So it would be before Superman, Peacemaker. I don't know about Creature Commandos because that kind of takes place back in like World War II. Yeah, so this is the current DCU slate as it currently stands right now, with obviously Supergirl this summer and Lanterns this year as well. So it could be a big year for DC. And the Clayface film itself is obviously going to be taking a lot of storyline elements from the Feet of Clay storyline in Batman the Animated Series, where it goes over the entire origin story of the Clayface character. So I think, and that's if they're building it based off the animated series, that's a good place to start because that animated series is beloved from all fans throughout the franchise and DC Comics for sure. So yeah, so if you think that you're one of those fans out there who I've seen online saying, well, every DC movie just gonna look like Guardians of the Galaxy because that's what James Gunn does, and Superman and Supergirl may have a similar feel to that. But if you've seen Creature Commandos, if you've seen Peacemaker, this trailer for Clayface, and what we've seen of the Lanterns show, it's clear that what James Gunn has said, that everything is not going to feel and look the same, but they will all be part of one cohesive universe. So I think that's good. So everything doesn't get like stale and bland with just being the same type of, series. So you got any thoughts on how it could look different compared to everything else and what we got so far with DC?
Certainly, at least from the Batman side, Gotham City, like a dark fucking place as it should be. Batman was always written like that, and like, fuck, that Clayface trailer really kind of fucked me up. But
yeah, and imagine what the movie's going to do then. I mean, I want to see it, but at the same time, I'm not a big horror movie guy myself, so I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. Obviously, if this movie is successful, I would want to see him face the DCU's Batman at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But it just depends on how this ends up going. And of course, we now obviously got the confirmation too with the Batman with Robert Pattinson that we got the casting for Harvey Dent and some other characters there as well, with Barry Keoghan maybe coming back as their version's Joker. If this is all tied together into one universe, as many people have speculated, we've got a lot of Batman villains already on the plate there, if that is the case.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, they already ran through the Riddler, but the Penguin's involved again as well. So, and now,
you've got all of them there.
Yeah, they'd all be ready to rock, and we still don't know who Scarlett Johansson is going to play in that movie. So yeah, I mean, it would be a great start if you end up merging those two universes together into one solid series. So that could be a lot of fun, but I'm not so sure that's what they're going to do. But time will tell for sure. So looking forward to that, no doubt. So we'll wait and see come October this year when Halloween season officially is upon us, no doubt. Yeah. Mike also said that he has not and will not watch Spaceman Jam 2. Well, yeah, because you're not a LeBron James fan.
Well, of course.
And he said, we'll maybe take in Coyote versus Acme, though. Yeah, I know Space Jam 1 is the better film, not just because of Michael Jordan, but it is. So I don't blame you there. So hey, you guys big Looney Tunes fans too at all? I know I watched them as a kid growing up.
I watched them as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
I watched Tiny Toon Adventures earlier today when I got home.
No, really? Talking about timing. What a coinky dink, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I liked him for sure. There's no going wrong with Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny and the whole gang for sure. But yeah, looking forward to seeing more of them, no doubt. All right, we got a little bit of rapid fire movie news here to kind of
real
wrap
quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I think Scarlett Johansson's going to play Poison Ivy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's very possible.
Yeah,
that could work.
You know, I think Aaron might be onto something there.
Could be. I'm still kind of hoping out, at least me personally, holding out hope for the Phantasm because I love that animated movie that we talked about.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that's going that direction.
Poison Ivy could be interesting, but again, if let's say for whatever reason Clayface is connected to the Batman, which we've been told it's not, but again, we maybe have been lied to.
I don't believe that.
We'll see.
Crap.
But if Clayface is connected, a Poison Ivy type character would probably fit in right with that. I just always kind of thought maybe in the Pattinson world, Poison Ivy might be a little more fantastical in that world if it's more based in realism. But if Clayface is connected, why couldn't you? I mean, absolutely. But as of right now, Clayface is separate. It would fit more with the new Batman that we don't know yet. But I think we're going to find him out sooner rather than later. I bet he makes a cameo in Man of Tomorrow at the very least because he'd be silly not to.
Or a post-credit scene.
Exactly. Post-credit scene or something like that. So sure. And then Mike also said he watched Looney Tunes with his dad. I think a lot of us did growing up. I mean, that was just a standard Saturday morning cartoon watching and things like that, Just good times. But in the world of rapid fire movie news, it kind of piggybacking off the Clayface trailer. Lanterns, we finally got our first official poster / banner for the TV series coming out in August with the tagline that says only one can wear the ring, which got a lot of people online kind of going, wait a minute, it's the Green Lantern Corps. And the show is called Lanterns with plural with an S. So why does the tagline say only one can wear the ring? Maybe between Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan, maybe only one can wear that ring.
Yes, exactly.
But I hope we still get the core. Obviously, we got Guy Gardner already in the universe.
Oh,
so there's more than one. So what?
LeBron James just tied the game with a late 3-pointer.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Sounds like user error on your video game there, brother.
It is user error. Nobody can guard him. He's 80 years old. He played ball in a nursing home.
Not in your video game, he didn't.
No, it's not in my video game. It's in real life.
Well, I just know you play games during the podcast, so I just assume.
Trying to put Los Angeles away.
Well,
no,
it's still early.
Keep willing it to happen.
Yeah, it's going. Yeah, calm down. Anyway,
I'll put the circle there with the S there.
I think it's referring to the ring between Hal and Hal.
I hope so. It's
John.
Stewart. God, Matt's throwing us all off. Anyhow, yeah, I agree. I don't think it means like there's only one lantern in the universe. Like I said, Guy Gardner. It's just this one lantern, maybe in this sector. I can see that.
Pretty much.
That's the kind of the way I'm viewing it. I mean, but you're not. But fans ain't wrong. The tagline does kind of raise an eyebrow. But I think we just need to wait and see what they do in the series in August. Clearly, in the trailers, we've already seen like Hal Jordan is kind of training up Jon Stewart to potentially take over this ring after he retires or whatever it may be. So it doesn't feel like Hal Jordan is going to be long for this universe, at least in the form of the actual lantern itself. So, but yeah, looking forward to this. I think the poster looks interesting. Definitely a little darker than maybe, some other Green Lantern series in the past, but this is not going to be your conventional, I think, Green Lantern show. It's going to be a little, I think it's going to take a little different approach is all, but I think it could be still great. So we'll see how it ends up playing. We also got our first look at the set of Man of Tomorrow, the Superman sequel. It had obviously a chessboard on a table with a name tag here with Luthor and his Department of Corrections inmate number on there as well. And in the background, you can see the clapper, as whatever movies do these takes and all this sort of stuff. And on the clapper, it has what appears to be the new logo for the film of Man of Tomorrow. It looks like with the original Superman logo with the Brainiac symbol around it. So makes a lot of sense if this ends up being the logo for the film. What do you think about the potential look of the logo?
I mean, I like it. Like the Brainiac thing too.
Yeah. I mean, I think it just kind of makes sense based on the villain for sure. So yeah, we got Slar in the chat. She says, "Hello, dragons." Hey, Slar, good to have you on the show tonight, as always. As long as we're still on the air, we may get struck for that first trailer. I hope not. I'm a little worried about it. I'm not gonna lie to you, but anyway, we'll see what ends up happening. Matt must be on delay because my ESPN app says the Queen douche and the Lakers already won in overtime.
Damn.
Spoiler alert. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even see that. See, Mike, you got to realize until I've already thrown them up. So you got to, let me know ahead of time. But yeah. Hey, there's always tomorrow.
That is unfortunate. I really was trying to will Los Angeles to not win that game.
I don't know if you can will things on replay, but then again, I jinxed a replay once. So
you were the only one I know to jinx a replay.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
Well, that's all right. You can watch him win again tomorrow night, probably, because best of 7, right? What's the series up to now? Is it LA 2-1, 1-0? What is it? Hello, Matt?
I don't know what the actual record is.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah.
I just trying to will Los Angeles to not win.
Well, hell, I can look it up fast. Lakers, LA Lakers. They're 3-0 ahead of the Rockets. Looks like the Rockets are going to get eliminated. So you might as well just give it up. But Rockets going to go on a 4-game win streak. Not happening, brother. But anywho, yeah. All right, well, back to this here. So we got news on the Deadpool front, which we've already talked about a little bit. Ryan Reynolds has already stated in the past that he feels like Deadpool in the future will be a part of a supporting role and probably not a starring role moving forward. As he says, quote, "I don't think I'm ever going to center Deadpool again in the story. He's a supporting character. He's a guy that's great in a group." So it sounds like if we do get a Deadpool 4, it's probably going to be more along the lines of Deadpool and maybe an X-Men movie of some sort, an X4, or I don't know what it could be. But and he's not wrong, because like he said before, if you give him that moment of being in the Avengers or the X-Men, like, he gets what he wants at that point. He's better as a character who is always trying to be better, or struggling and all of that. So he's probably right. But yeah, the rumors of Deadpool 4 being a thing are still real. But I just don't know in what capacity Ryan Reynolds is talking about how his character is going to be involved in the next film he's in. So you got any thoughts on maybe what could potentially be the case of him being in a supporting role? Or
I mean, other than telling an X-Force story, I don't get it. I mean, he's at this point, like, we got and I love Deadpool, but at the same time, he's a character that shows up in other characters' stories and shit. So at that point, you know what I mean? As far as Solo goes, that's kind of it. He's a mercenary. That's how his character is written. He shows up here and there to be a nuisance or a problem, or their paths is crossed in some way.
He is one of the characters, I think, after Avengers Secret Wars. I'm very curious to see how they use him. Because obviously we got that tease of him or Thor crying over him and stuff. I don't think Deadpool's going to die, because it'd be very hard to kill him, number one. And then number two, he'd be very important to the X-Men stuff moving forward. I don't necessarily know if I see Ryan Reynolds starring in a lot of stuff outside of, like you said, smaller roles or maybe like cameos as Deadpool. That could be a lot of fun too. Then you can just have him come in and do some, AR work and just audio recordings and have somebody else in the suit, and it'd be an easy day for Ryan. So I don't know what their plan is for it, but yeah, it sounds like him starring in his own movies are a thing of the past. He got his trilogy, and I think that's all you could really ask for. But we will see more of Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool probably sooner rather than later, I'd say. We also got reports out there for Avengers Endgame. It's returning to theaters in September, as we've talked about before. But now the directors of Avengers Doomsday, Endgame, and obviously Secret Wars coming up are now stating that it is vital to bring Endgame back to theaters ahead of Victor Von Doom's arrival later this year in Doomsday, because the footage they are adding to Endgame is going to be, quote, critical to the story of Avengers Doomsday. Now, do I think this means that you're going to have to see this new version of Endgame to understand Doomsday? Probably not. But it's probably going to be one of those things they try to sell to get people to go watch the re-release of Endgame in theaters, to say, hey, there's a scene in here that's going to tie to Doomsday, and maybe it's a post-credit scene of Tony, or as Robert Downey Jr. as Doom or something like that. I don't necessarily think they're going to change the outcome of Endgame to make it match with Doomsday, not to the great deal that where you'd have to see it, but it could be like a post-credit scene. I heard one person speculate that maybe Dr. Doom is at the very end, like in a post-credit scene, finds a Thanos from an alternate universe and rips his spine out like he does in the comics, just to kind of show he's a big threat moving forward. Maybe something like that. But would you want to go see Endgame with some new footage in September? I do want to see what the footage is when it comes out.
I do. Yeah.
Depends on how much of footage. Like if we're only talking like a couple minutes, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and
because you're looking at like what, $15 to $20 a seat,
easy, and the concessions on top, maybe.
yeah. Like it's not worth it. It's like, okay, I'll just wait for some Joe.
I'll wait for it to hit.
Yeah,
but I'll wait for it to hit Disney Plus then. Like,
yeah, which they may do soon. If it is very critical as they say it is, they need to put it out on Disney Plus before the movie hits. Because you can't expect everybody to go to the theater to see it. But if it's also just like 5 minutes or a post-credit scene, like Aaron said, that'll just get released online later anyway.
Yeah.
So I get they're trying to sell tickets for the re-release. And don't be wrong, I wouldn't mind seeing the game on the big screen again.
I'm not going to see a re-release of a movie.
I'm not.
But it's free to watch it at home still, and we'll see what the shortage is, and we'll talk about it when it comes out. But yeah, that's interesting that they use the word critical.
I will not talk about this when it comes out.
Well, you're on the show, you will.
Real quick, I had a thought about Deadpool. Real quick,
sure. I'm just.
I think Deadpool's gonna be the new Stan Lee.
I always thought that'd be kind of cool. Really think that way.
Just have them pop up at random places.
Yeah.
And like I said, Ryan Reynolds wouldn't even have to be on set for it. You just have a dude in a suit being the stand-in. He comes in and does the audio for. Hell, you wouldn't even necessarily need Ryan, just somebody who sounds like Ryan, I guess.
But, my favorite Stan Lee in Marvel episode was when he's trying to get into Reed Richards and Sue Storm's wedding in the original.
Like cartoon? What are you talking about?
No, he's talking about the original Fantastic Four movie.
Oh, Stan Lee. Sorry, I was still thinking Deadpool. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, he's like, I thought he'd be taller. There's all sorts of good ones in there.
The one where he's in space, which was it, a Guardians movie?
When he's talking to the Watchers?
Yeah.
The Guardians.
I like that one.
Which is cool because What If ended up using one of the Watchers too, so I think that was really cool too. It's a nice little tie-in, and the multiverse stuff with that too. We also got the release date for Elden Ring movie. It'll be coming out March 3rd, 2028. So I know you gamers out there, just thought maybe you'd have some thoughts on Elden Ring.
I don't know how. What are you making this movie? I guess if you're gonna base it off the game, then that's actually a pretty dope story. But like,
I mean,
I don't know like how you pull that off.
Yeah, I've never played it, so I was kind of banking on you to have some answer to this one.
It's if you've ever played Dark Souls or anything like that, it's that the story is all right, but like, how the fuck are you tying in the game mechanics or going to explain the game mechanics in this movie? Because like the game mechanics are a big part of the game itself and the story, because like that's the reason why you don't want to die. Like, I don't know. I don't know how you pull it off without making it look like another Lord of the Rings movie.
Yeah. Well, that, and we've also got news on the front of Zelda, which is very similar, kinda, I guess you could say, like Lord of the Rings. I don't know.
It was Lord of the Rings before Lord of the Rings?
Sure. We got the clapper for that movie as well. We got our first real close-up look of Link in this movie. Not gonna lie to you, looks the part 1,000%.
Yeah.
Whether or not this is going to work as live action or not. But we obviously, I think we did get confirmation finally that Link will indeed talk in this movie, which is something else has never happened before. Right? In any of the games, correct?
They need Link to spread their woke agenda so that way people will come watch the movies.
Oh gosh, man. We're starting to finally maybe get away from some of that, I hope. But yeah, I don't know. Time will tell.
Well, I just wanted to keep the audience interested.
Link would I don't know, man. I don't know how you pull off some of these, but Link is an interesting one.
Like I said, it looks good so far, but I want to see that trailer, which hopefully we'll get maybe by the end of the year. But
I'm just speaking to the audience. You know, I once had 3 friends.
Oh no.
That they used to help me on GTA 5.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And then they have their PlayStation issues. and their excuses, and then they forgot about me, and I felt betrayed.
Now, I've been asking you for months if you're going to buy GTA 6. You go, no, I don't think so.
And that was just the end of the story. And then Aaron and Brandon double crossed me, and it's very simple.
You go buy GTA 6 then?
Probably.
Now he comes around. He's like, no, I don't think so. It's just not my type of game. I don't think I'll like it.
Probably.
Yeah, he'll be the first one to get it on pre-order. No doubt about it. So
sure.
yeah, but Slara, and I'll give it to yours in a second, Matt or Mike. Yeah, Slara in the chat also said, other than grunts and screams, no, Link did not talk. That's what I thought. For sure. But I just know I've never played a game where he did. But I mean, you can't really do a movie with just that. I wouldn't think.
Listen, we did a movie that had no sound for a while, so I'm pretty sure you probably could.
Fair enough. Quiet Place is a great series, so if you have not seen that, I recommend that too. Great film. If Call of Duty can do it, I guess Battlefield can too. Battlefield also getting a live action adaptation movie coming out with potentially Michael B. Jordan maybe starring in this as well, depending on scheduling. Christopher McQuarrie, known for his recent Mission Impossible films, will write, direct, and produce the film. So yeah, it's still in very early stages.
About Battlefield.
We're just making a war movie.
Yeah, same with Call of Duty. I mean, Saving Private Ryan was a great war movie. There's some good war movies out there. You know, Black Hawk Down. You know, there's some good ones out there. I mean, I guess they just saw Call of Duty and they're like, hey, we can do it too. So why not? So there you go. So look forward to that. We got news of The Mummy 4 has switched release dates with the Miami Vice remake. Also,
good decision.
Well, here's the thing, Matt. With Miami Vice moving to 2028, that now means that The Mummy 4 has been pushed up 7 months to October 7th, 2027.
That's going to give them more time to film.
No, this is coming out sooner.
Yeah, it's coming out sooner.
Oh, they pushed it up.
Yes, pushed it up 7 months.
Oh, okay.
So it was supposed to come out in 2028. It's now coming out in October of 2027 next year. So good. That means that probably means that they're far along and ready to rock and roll on this thing. So
yeah,
actually good news, Matt. I mean, yeah, I understand.
Yeah, that is good news. When they move it up, that's a great thing.
I mean, moving it back does give more time. I understand, but if you don't need it, you don't need it.
I thought that's what you meant when you said that. I'm sorry.
No, they moved it up, which is rare nowadays to move something up that much, especially 7 months.
It must be really ahead of schedule.
Yeah, so I think they're supposed to be filming it any day now, if not already. So they're definitely ramping up on that for sure. This one will also intrigue Matthew a little bit here. Gina Carano this week did a interview with Ariel Helwani in anticipation of her MMA fight against Ronda Rousey. And remember when that Ronda Rousey Gina Carano fight was announced, I mentioned here on the channel, I feel like the timing of that was interesting since that fight is coming out a week before The Mandalorian and Grogu hits theaters. Gina Carano this week, while being interviewed by Ariel Helwani, stated that she has indeed spoken to Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, the creator and runner over there at Lucasfilm of The Mandalorian, Grogu, and many other things with Dave Filoni, about possibly returning to Star Wars. She said, quote, "We got onto a Zoom call. It was really nice. Dave is taking over as CEO of Star Wars. We didn't miss a beat. Jon Favreau, director of The Mandalorian and Grogu, got on Zoom and was really funny. He was like, so where did we leave off? And of those of you who don't remember, Gina Carano was fired for some posts and stuff that she said during COVID and stuff about, potentially if we ain't careful, we could be treating our neighbors as it could end up being akin to the Holocaust if we don't actually start, treating people with respect and stuff like that. She wasn't wrong, in my opinion, with some of the things she said. And of course, she got fired for that by Disney. And she's now looks like she possibly could be getting rehired by Star Wars. I still feel like her saying that she's had conversations with Dave and John already, I'm going to hold to this. I think she's in The Mandalorian and Grogu.
I'm going to rewatch this Mandalorian series again. I need to rewatch.
She's in the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian. So and she played a vital role, and they were even going to give her own spin-off television show for a long time before the firing took place. This feels very James Gunnish, to where she was originally let go by Disney and then eventually brought back later. I feel like, especially now that Dave Filoni is now overseeing Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy's gone, I think Dave Filoni's going to hire her back.
I think that Dave Filoni is taking Star Wars in the right direction.
Well, time will tell, but I think the tea leaves indicate that that's potentially true.
It's going. Ever since Small Shadow Warrior, Star Wars seems to be trending upwards.
Well, put it this way: those not to get super political in the movie section here, but it was when this whole quote came out about the Ariel Helwani interview, everybody on the left who agreed with her firing went nuts online talking about how I swear to God if they renew MAGA Barbie before the Acolyte film or the show. Also talking about there was one post that said kill everybody, F Disney, Star Wars.
Yeah.
If they don't bring her back just to kill her, I'm going to riot and forget Lucasfilm, Star Wars.
I'm putting politics aside. I'm saying I'm saying with ideology wise. I don't think we need Daisy Ridley making rocks float for 20 minutes.
Well, that is part of
the whole first half of that last movie was hot garbage.
Well, a lot of people wouldn't disagree with you, but at the same time, this is a little different story.
I mean, I want to see AT-ATs. I want to see explosions. I want to see lightsaber fights. Not someone stopping a lightsaber with their hand. That's the sithy-ninniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well, I want to see all that. God, man, calm down. I mean,
it's frustrating.
Well, I mean, you went on a ranty rant.
Dude, I'm so sick of this crap.
Well, man, I mean, I want to see all that too, but
a little bit,
I want to see it with good storytelling. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah,
shit.
I mean, that's why that movie didn't work. It had some of that, but it didn't have good storytelling.
Yes, let's go find a Sith Wayfinder in the middle of a farmer's market in the galaxy.
Well, I mean,
that's great storytelling. You know where you find most of my crap? I usually find it at the farmer's market.
Brother.
Jesus Christ.
Sounds how you really feel, Matt.
I am. I'm letting it go because these three movies, three series that's come out, Maul. I'm sure Mandalorian Gorug looks good. I'm positive it's good.
Oh God, don't jinx it.
Looks like a Star Wars movie. I'm not going to say it's great, Eric. I'm not going to jinx it.
Well, you've not seen it, so yeah.
I'm going to say it looks good. I'm not going to say it looks great. Because Disney still owns it, and I have to be very careful.
Now it was interesting. Jon Favreau did come out recently and state that season 4 of The Mandalorian was supposed to set up a lot more of what's happening with Thrawn and Ahsoka season 2, but he made it sound like the movie does not set up any of that stuff. I hope that he's just kind of playing coy, because to me that's what I think the movie should do. Kind of lean into where you're going. I'm not saying you should focus on that.
They may throw the Thrawn crap away, Eric.
No,
that may be gone.
Ahsoka season 2 is still coming out this year. That will still focus on that. So but yeah, that's the end goal for this timeline. I think at least if they don't do it, they're just going to leave this storyline up in the air. You've got to finish it off somewhere, because right now he's floating around in the galaxy. Right now, you can't just have Thrawn roaming around with nobody to combat him and stop it. So you know what I mean. Otherwise, it's just Star Wars is not usually known for leaving their storylines up in the air. They will come back and finish them off somewhere down the line. So I have faith in that, but we'll see how long it ends up taking. But I'm looking forward to it. And Slara said, I love her, meaning Gina Carano. I hope she is back in The Mandalorian. I do too. I think she's a very talented young lady, and looking forward to seeing her knocking out Ronda Rousey as well here in a few weeks' time. Here in the middle of May. So I think that could be a lot of fun. And like I said, I think she got fired for wrong reasons. Like I said, Pedro Pascal, her Mandalorian co-star, said way worse things in that political space than she did, and he kept his job. Why? In my personal opinion, because he leaned one way, she leaned another, and it was purely political. That's just my opinion on the matter. So yeah, I mean, just because she didn't agree with the vaccine and other things like that, they just pretty much politically assassinated her career, which is terrible in my opinion. But yeah, so Mike also said funny watching someone shorter than an Ewok rant about Star Wars. So Matt, you gonna take that from Mike? Calling you shorter than an Ewok? Yeah.
What did you say?
He said it's funny watching someone shorter than an Ewok rant about Star Wars. Yub nub.
Yeah.
No,
it's fucked up.
The Ewok did destroy the Empire, so I'm very proud of them.
They did assist. I will give you that. It was
no assist. They single-handedly did it.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Okay, I'm done
Side
ranting.
rant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Side rant that goes along with that. So people give the Ewoks so much crap about being able to defeat these high-tech individuals, but they forget that stormtroopers miss like 99 out of 100 bullets.
Yeah. Laser
so
Tell me
how
hit
it's
everything.
impossible for little bear people who are accurate with their weapons to take out stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well, the whole idea of it was supposed to be along the lines of like, say, like in Vietnam, where the lesser trained army was able to topple the big,
I love where this conversation's going.
That's where it was
now comparing the Battle of Endor to Vietnam.
Well,
it was guerrilla warfare.
Matt, Matt, the Empire was centered around the Nazis. It was literally ripped.
Aware of that.
So I mean, that's the whole point of it.
I get it.
Under civilized race able to take out the big technological empire. So
Aaron, are you listening to this?
That's hilarious.
Aaron, we're comparing the Battle of Endor to Vietnam now.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. You're right. That's what makes it better.
So I'm just saying. That's the whole point, though.
Oh,
yeah. So anyway,
shit.
moving on from that.
Why do we have so much trouble in Nam? All those stupid bear people.
Matt, you are. For those of you who don't know Matt is on one tonight.
I'm just so tired. I think that's what it is.
And we have not even we've not even gotten the NFL draft yet, which is
I'm ready for that one too.
Yeah.
Shit.
Mike said, I still say we need a Chewbacca origin movie, but it is Chewie speaks perfect English and the humans speak Wookiee. Well, that'd be a trip.
You know what? I would agree with Mike. I wouldn't mind watching a Chewbacca movie.
A lot of subtitles going on that one.
Well, you wouldn't have to use subtitles. Just to see where he came from, and it kind of shows you in Revenge of the Sith, but
I mean, you can kind of go back and watch the holiday special, kind of get Life Day and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't recommend you go watch that for those Star Wars fans out there. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, for certain. So yeah, don't. The Lego holiday special is way better than the old.
Okay, I think I've ranted long enough to get us off topic. We can get back to what.
Thank you, appreciate that. I do.
Sorry,
Laura said that would be interesting, Mike, talking about the Chewbacca thing. That would be an interesting idea. Not sure they're going to do it. But, yeah, I mean, hey, go pitch it to Lucasfilm. Never know these days. Maybe they'll take your up on that. We got I think it's the last story I got here. We got a new poster for Scary Movie 6, kind of spoofing on the Michael Jackson poster, Scary Movie. And of course, the tagline says touching fans everywhere on June 5th.
That's good.
Little harsh there. Prepare to hee as it says there. So
come on now. The man's dead. Come on now.
Well, not only that, his biopic, Michael, starring his nephew, Jafar Jackson, hits theaters this weekend. So if you're looking forward to checking that out. And from the sounds of things, it sounds like this is going to kind of cover a little bit of his early career. There's reports out there that state they may be trying to make this a multi-part biopic down the line if this is successful.
Don't do that.
Well, it'd be fine if it's good. Where
they can to make money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That too. All about the making money. That's what we do.
Don't make Michael Jackson about making money now. Come on, man.
Well, I mean, it's his family estate is involved, so I mean that's.
I guess if the family thinks okay,
but that we may or may not get it though, because much like the Super Mario Galaxy movie and many other examples, which I'll show you in just a second, the critic rating is very low for the Michael film at 39%.
That's because it's probably not agenda pushing.
Probably, and it's got a 95% audience rating though, so audiences are loving it. And like I said, this happens all the time, and I know Miranda will appreciate the second one from the top. Melania also was panned by critics, but it got a 99% audience rating on it, which means 99% of people who came out liked the movie. So Michael's the same way. The first Venom movie, Boondock Saints. We could go on and on.
Yeah,
and on.
Boondock Saints. The critics were so wrong. Boondock Saints is a great fucking movie.
So Yeah.
Well, they're probably funded by the fucking ASPCA too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the critics are, it's all political.
It is. It's
I just want to make sure everyone knows that the Ewoks do not have an official position on the ASPCA.
But it's also too one of those things where shut up, Matt. It's also one of those things too where like critics aren't the end all be all either. Critics don't have the final fucking say. Just because you don't enjoy something doesn't mean that it'll appeal to somebody else. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And being a critic, they approach these movies or food with this weird sense of entitlement, like the shit's supposed to be about them, and when it's not, it's shit.
Yeah.
So like,
I want to be a food critic.
It's pretty food critics though.
I go lie. I would watch a YouTube channel of Brandon and Miranda cooking and reviewing food. I really would.
By the way, I also want to say that Brandon's barbecue sauce and his brisket is exquisite. Like if somebody has not ever tried Brandon's barbecue sauce and his brisket, it is, you're missing out.
It was amazing.
I appreciate it, man.
Unfortunately, you can't cheer for all of our loyal listener.
I know, but I'm just saying Brandon can cook.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't disagree with that. I'm not against him, for sure. Yeah, for sure. And we'll get to there's the one I missed from Mike Wall. I'll get to in just a minute. But Mike also said the radio show he listens to said fans love the movie and that critics just hate Michael Jackson, and that's a lot of it too. A lot of it may be, you know, just what they actually think of the man's life and his legacy and all that stuff, and they just find this as an opportunity to trash it. That's also a very big possibility. But yeah, there's a lot of reasons, and critics these days, like we've talked about here many times, it's just really not really worth listening to their opinion. I trust audience ratings far more than I do critics nowadays. You know, but that's
because that's who are going to go see it more than fucking one time. Like again, a lot of movies. Look, you've ever watched a show or a movie and it's like, oh, it was all right, but like it really didn't. And then you watch it the second time, and it's like you pick up on things you missed, whether that had been context for something else or whatever the case may be. And then the movie turns out to be way better than you thought it would be. Critics that go see the movie for opening night get paid, shit on it, and dip out onto the next one.
Yeah.
And it's like that's why I never go off of a critic's like rating. Like this is something you did in the moment just because you were getting paid. This is a job to you. So you don't have the same relatability to the shit than I would as somebody who is a consumer. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I've watched plenty of shows and movies that other people or critics didn't like, but I like. Again, Boondock Saints being one of them. Like,
I love that.
You know, I've never seen that.
I love that fucking movie. Really, bruh.
Yeah, that's what I need to check out. I'm not gonna lie, I really should.
Speaking of one that you should check out, we should all check it. General Flynn just made his movie free. It's on X.
Okay. I still need to check out Melania too. I don't know if it's come on streaming yet or anything. But if it does, I'll let you know because I know you're interested for sure. For sure, I'll definitely check it out.
Watch it together.
For sure, I'm down for that movie night. I'll bring the popcorn. Mike also said a little earlier, just kind of catching up with some chats here. Mike said someone said once it would have been cool if Stan Lee had been revealed in the movies as old Steve Rogers, just randomly checking in on everyone.
That would have been awesome.
Kind of would have come full circle there for sure. Since I think Endgame might have been his last cameo too, if I'm not mistaken.
That would have been awesome if he was the old man at the end of Endgame. That would have been neat.
I mean, in your head canon, you can still kind of look at it as that is him kind of going through the multiverse. You know, Steve Rogers kind of on his journey, coming all the way back to Endgame. You can actually just kind of pretend that was the case if you really wanted to be quite honest with you. Let's see here. We also got Mike saying he already said that one. And then Slara said she wants to try Brandon's barbecue sauce. How much? So see, my buddy Horton sells barbecue sauce. I don't know if you knew that about him. Maybe you guys could do like a joint venture.
Does he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I don't know how much he charges or anything, but yeah, he's definitely sells some of his every now and then. I've still yet to try it though. He needs to give me a bottle. I'm promoting it here for free, Horton. So I expect a bottle for free. That's it. You know, hey, maybe you can sponsor the podcast. We can make a thing work there. Hit me up. You know what I mean? For sure.
I have to make some. I got to make some more too. I was talking about this when I was cooking that. I was making that one, and I was like, man, I want to try something else this year. And I want to start.
To make sure we weren't being invaded. The train that's going through the backyard sounds like a helicopter.
Oh.
I didn't know. Yeah, there are train tracks back there. That's the first time I've ever heard it. Then
heavy as hell.
We need to start using our trains more often. It's cheaper for transportation.
What?
We'll talk about it later. Anyways, proceed.
Moving on.
Anyway,
yeah. Well, Mike also said, all seriousness, it's been almost 17 years now, which is crazy. Where were you, and what was your reaction when you heard Michael Jackson died? I was at work. I remember that, and the only thing I really remember is for the rest of the week, I listened to a lot of Michael Jackson music. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just got this, I wanted to hear it again, and occasionally I still find myself listening to Michael Jackson stuff. Regardless of what you think about the man, the music was bar none outstanding. I mean, it just was. So you can't deny that he was.
Man,
there's never been another.
I listened to. He has a play. I have a playlist that I'll throw on randomly.
I have a record for Michael Jackson in my living room.
And my stepdad had, but I had it'll randomly. I'll play it whenever at work or whatever. Just randomly turn it on. There's probably a good portion of that playlist out of 100 and something songs that like a good 30% of them are a bunch of Michael Jackson songs. It's just randomly.
Just had something.
It just hits you sometimes. Like it's just no matter what you're doing, it just hits you sometimes. You're like, oh yeah.
Okay. We got a few more here to catch up on real quick. Mike said, I was working in the warehouse and was on break. A friend posted that Michael Jackson had passed, or MJ had passed as well as Farrah Fawcett, which a lot of people forget she died the same day. And I honestly thought that they meant Michael Jordan. Yeah, that would have been a freak out, especially for you. I know being a big Bulls fan, no doubt. But both sides, and poor Farrah Fawcett kind of got overshadowed by Michael Jackson, but you also definitely one of those that we lost that day. And he also said, by the way, you need to go back. Yeah, I know. He put one in here about the Red Sox. He said, well, now in 2094, the Boston Red Sox became, I don't think you meant 2094, became the first and only team to come from a 3-0 down and bitch slap the Yankees in 4 straight. I think he meant 2004, 2004, 2024, somewhere in there.
I do not want to talk about it.
Oh man, damn! They was up 3-0 and got spanked 4 straight.
By the way, I also want to point out that Mike is correct. We were the only team in MLB history that's ever had that happen to. But Mike does not also point out that 4 of the players that were on that Boston Red Sox team are Hall of Famers right now.
Nah. You can't just start throwing shit in there. Making
let's see. Henry Ramirez, Tim Wakefield, Pedro Martinez.
Matt, I can own up to the fact, and Miranda, listen up. I can own up to the fact that the Colts got beat by Ben Roethlisberger and the Buster Bettis and Bill Cowher as they went on to win their Super Bowl. You can do the same here. Okay? If I can do it, you can do it.
I did.
Vanderjack choked it.
And I'm also not going to take anything away from that team because that team had David Ortiz on it. And if anybody,
you can't start naming off.
Brandon, I want you to Google David Ortiz.
Yeah.
When I was watching the draft and the opening ceremonies and shit in Pittsburgh, I'm thinking, I wish it wasn't so cold there.
Yeah,
I could live in Pittsburgh. Those are my people.
300,000 people showed up for the draft, which we'll get into in just a second here. As long as we quit getting chats here. Mike said there is a documentary on Netflix about that moment, though, Matt, if you're interested.
Yeah, I know. They had to make a movie out of it.
He said, and how many Hall of Famers were on the Yankees? None.
None of them were Hall of Famers.
He's just making sure you know about it for sure. All right, well, before we move into the sports here, we did have a couple more. This happened on SmackDown tonight. It ties into something we talked about earlier. So Ricky Saints is officially debuting on the main roster next Friday night. So if you're looking forward to seeing Ricky Saints being called up to the main roster, you're going to get it on SmackDown next week. So again, something we kind of predicted, as well as coming soon, Blake Monroe is also coming to the main roster. They announced on top of the Fatal Influence, I think is the name of the group. So a lot of NXT talent moving up to the main roster over the next few weeks. So yeah, a lot of new faces, a lot of new storylines. That's the only good things in my opinion. And AEW is doing the same sort of thing. Darby Allin, Ciampa, they're pushing Brody King. They got Kevin Knight now. So a lot of new names in pro wrestling. So we're going to get new storylines and new matches.
As long as that NXT talent does not beat over Fleming, I'm okay.
That's not happening. Don't worry. That's
not about to happen.
Not about that. If anything, some of them may lose to him, but that maybe not right away. But yeah, he's going to get some wins himself.
That man is a 6'8" gorilla.
Don't use that word. Don't use that word.
And I just got Eric canceled into one word.
Matt, you're going to get us so banned. But then again, I played a trailer earlier. I shouldn't have. My apologies.
I can't believe you did that. I was like, yo, this trailer is crazy.
Look, usually a lot of times I want to give you my genuine reaction. So I didn't watch that one. You know what I mean? So but by not doing so, I didn't realize what was in it. So YouTube, I apologize. Okay.
I also want to point out that this was completely fine until Eric pointed it out. Like, don't use that word. Like, I don't mean it that way.
I know you don't, but some may. I know, but anyway.
But some don't think that. You are the only one who thinks that.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Oh my god!
I just thought, man, I'm gonna kill you. No, I don't. Yeah,
Eric, I'm just trying to have a little bit of fun.
I know you are. I know you. But the first thing that came to my mind was that video that was accidentally shared by Trump. That was the first thing that came to my mind. You know,
we're not going to get canceled for saying that. We're just having fun.
I know.
Oda's an awesome wrestler, and Brandon and Eric have been laughing because this whole week at work I've been doing the whole Oba strut while I'm doing my job.
You've been doing it poorly, by the way.
Poorly, yeah, I'm doing it wrong because I'm a casual wrestling fan.
See, here's the thing, Matt with the Oba strut, he can do the arms, but he can't do the feet at the same time. So he's moving the arms, but he's not actually moving. You know, like I broke Brandon. I broke him. Yeah. So I tried to tell him, I was like, you got to swing the legs along with it, man.
Yeah, I know. I can't do the strut right.
Yeah, Eric knows all about the shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta learn from the expert.
I almost had an out-of-body experience. Holy shit.
Hey, Brandon, I'm about to poop in this car. It's almost like,
oh no!
Don't get me started. It's a whole other story, long story. But anyway, Mike also said, "Yeah, my poor innocent daughter saw that trailer. I apologize." I know he's messing with me too, and he said, "Spot on, Matt." Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, anywho, oh god.
But anyways,
if we can breathe, we'll move on to the sports section here in a second. But yeah.
Woo!
Okay. Composure. So but by the way, those of you who are watching, we will not be having a podcast next week unless you guys want to film a bonus podcast tomorrow. But in a few weeks' time, if you don't see us, it may be because we're canceled. But if not, next week is scheduled because I am going camping with some buddies, so I won't be able to do it next week. But just let you know. But we'll be back in 2 weeks' time for episode 90. No doubt.
My God.
Okay, anywho, let's get on to the sports stuff because we got some NFL draft news to talk about. So let's get into it, shall we? Here we go.
Maybe we can do it without you.
Wow. Why? I know you're still bitter about them fantasy quarterbacks I took.
He is bitter.
No, that's not what I meant. I was talking about like.
So we don't get canned?
Sir, you need some counseling about the quarterbacks, man.
No, never mind. Let's just skip
next
week.
Let things go.
Bro. If you guys want to do a live, you have fun. Go right ahead, but, you know.
It's coming from the master troll over here. You need to let things go.
All right, let's get into sports. Here we go. One of these days, I'll get them transitions changed too, but I haven't got around to it. That's for dang sure. I'm working on logos and stuff. But anywho, all right. Well, the NFL draft, as Miranda pointed out, is in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania this year, and we're through the first 3 rounds. I'm sure at this point, I'll do a little check here and see if I can get a refresher in a minute on some of the players we have. But here's round one in its entirety here. We're going to go through the top 5, and then, of course, we're going to hit some of the ones that kind of jump out to us here. We'll come back to this listener in just a minute, but we'll go ahead and individually here. Obviously, the number 1 overall pick we all kind of expected. Fernando Mendoza, quarterback from the Indiana Hoosiers, the national champion Indiana Hoosiers, I might add, has officially been drafted as of yesterday to the Las Vegas Raiders. He is now, of course, a Raider. So
I still can't believe they did that.
Mm-hmm. Well, why not? I mean,
I
he's
just
probably...
want to say...
No. I can't believe they won the championship.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Go ahead, man.
Sorry, Brandon.
I hope they're able to help his mom.
Agreed.
Like with all the new stuff that's come out in the last couple days, I'm hoping, since the spotlight has been on her so much, that she will become, I guess, an advertisement for Regeneron.
A beacon potentially of the possibilities that could be. And we're going to talk about a couple of the health things when we get to the politics segment on our Rumble exclusive. But yeah, the Regeneron, I don't know if we'll hit that when you may bring it up again at the time, but there's a couple of things we'll talk about when we get there. But yeah, that would be a great thing if it could help his mother, no doubt about it. And good on him, by the way, for wanting to be home with her during this announcement and with the family. A lot of guys want to go to the draft, and there's nothing wrong with that. But especially with someone in his mother's condition, I think that was really cool of him to do that.
But it also shows how close him and his family really are. And they've been along this ride with him just as much as him, in the sense of being there for him mentally up through the ups and the downs of the whole thing. So to want to spend that moment of in culmination of everything that you've done to get to this point, and why not be with your family? Mendoza seems to be that kind of kid that's real close with his family, and it was one of those, just a special moment you want to share with them.
Absolutely. Yeah, Matt.
I'm going to say this one time to the Raiders: do not screw him up, because when he left IU, he's a very, I mean, I tell you, and Eric, you say it all the time, and I respect that you say that, because I know that you're right. What you did in college does not matter in the NFL.
Of course not.
It does not. But he is a very special kid. If you have not ever heard him talk, if you not hear him, every time the man talks, it's genuine. You know,
he's like
it comes
the Charlie
from his heart.
Kirk of football. Okay, like
he kind of has the same hair, even a little bit.
We can feel that way, Miranda. I see what you're saying. I get the comp, but what I'm saying is he's always about faith. He's always about his teammates. He's always about his family. You know, he has the core values: God, family, sports, right in front of you. Tom Brady's watching this kid from watching Indiana go to the playoffs. I know he was going like, man, this is what I'm looking for. You know, I mean, the Raiders pick was probably in 2 months ago for the number 1 pick. I mean,
no doubt.
And that's just how it is. Because let me tell you something. I've never seen all the sports analysts. I listen to sports analyst podcasts a lot. Eric, you make fun of me all the time because I listen to fantasy podcasts. My fantasy team sucks.
That's why. It's not because you listen to them, it's because they don't help you.
But listen to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm hot garbage at fantasy football, but that's another topic. Anyways, he the way that the Mel Kipers and the Pat McAfees and there was all a consensus that this guy was the best in this draft. So I've only seen that maybe 1 or 2 times. And one of the drafts, I thought that all of them were consistent that he was number 1. And he didn't pan out really well in Arizona, but Kyler Murray was one. I heard one of the podcasters compare him to Joe Burrow. Compare Mendoza to Joe Burrow. I've heard another one of them compare him to Tom Brady. I mean, which I think is out of pocket, but I get the comp. You know, I mean, the short passing, it makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
And go ahead, Eric.
No, I was just going to say, in time will tell how it goes.
Right, time will tell.
I mean, the Raiders got a new coach in there. Obviously, Tom Brady's kind of seeing things through there as well. So, I mean, maybe it could be a start of a turnaround for that franchise. No doubt about it.
That's the way I read it.
I mean, look, they got a solid foundation in Vegas right now. Like, if you can build the rest of your team around a player like Mendoza, then yeah, you could see success. But you have to be able to put better pieces to help him along the way.
Absolutely.
Like, his talent and his ability. I mean, we watched him the few games that I watched him play. He's very mobile, but he's very accurate too, whether that's the deep ball or short. You know what I mean? But he also, per that game, like, he also is willing to take a hit. He'll lean in there. He'll get you those extra yards. Like, as long as they, you know, again, as long as they put the pieces in front of him to help him, he will be a star for that franchise and that team.
Well, and just to kind of look at their current offense, the way it's set up here, obviously he's going to be competing with Kirk Cousins to potentially be the starter at some point. Now we'll see how that ends up going, whether or not they want him to learn behind like the veteran of Cousins. Cousins making all that money for a reason. But
and
we'll see
and he may sit for a year.
He may.
You have Kirk Cousins and Tom Brady, and that is the two people that you're going to learn from.
Oh, learn from. I was going to say Brady ain't playing, but yeah.
But let me tell you something. If Brady's standing back there and he's saying, "This is what you need to do with your mechanics,"
sure,
I'm going to be listening.
Sure. And he's also got Ashton Genty already in the backfield. He's got Brock Bowers at tight end, Trey Tucker, who kind of came on a little bit last year, and some of the other receivers are a little lesser known at the moment, but they still could be drafted some. As a matter of fact, I've got round 2 and 3 pulled up. We'll look here a little bit later.
Were lesser known because they had Geno Smith throwing the ball to them. That's why they're lesser known. These guys are comparable players. They will be fine.
Looks like round 2 and 3, the Raiders went defense, actually, but they need help there as well. So that'll also help out the offense if you can make some stops. So there's a lot of things to work on there in Las Vegas. It may be a few years. And if Mendoza actually sits for a year, that may be just fine. Just gives them time to build that team.
Was very surprised that the Raiders did not look at Surratt.
Well, I just so you know, I looked just now. Surratt, after night 2, is still on the board. So he's not been drafted, and he won't be drafted until tomorrow. Now, another IU receiver, which we'll talk about in just a minute, did get drafted, though. Mike said, I remember I guess this is just going back to football a little bit. I remember Eric talking to Eric one day about the NFL hiring a female referee. Asked what a known sexist like himself thought about it. He said he was fine with it as long as she does good. Not a sexist, but yeah, I'm perfectly fine if she does a good job. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just being fair, I think, is it not? You know, like if she doesn't do a good job, she shouldn't be a referee. And to be quite honest, a lot of these NFL referees shouldn't probably be refereeing lately. But we'll see how that plays out with the replacement refs maybe this year.
But yeah, being drafted number 1 for IU, that's great. You know, IU had a great season this year, and I'm not taking anything away from Hoover or the current quarterback at IU, but Mendoza is a quarterback that you only get like once at a time. Once a lifetime.
Well, like I told our buddy Nate at work too, it's also going to be one of those things too where it's going to be like, okay, is Mendoza that good? And we'll find out. Or is it Signetti as the coach? Now, it could be a combination of both.
That's the same question that they had about Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
And Bill Belichick.
So how do you answer that question?
Well, if he goes out there and does well, I mean, it could be, again, maybe he's got great coaching, or maybe he's just that good too. I mean, and at the same time, it takes everybody, not just the player, not just the coach too. So.
And the RPO questions were raised a lot in the draft. Yeah, you know, he's an RPO quarterback. The RPO is not very happening spot right now in the NFL. So you got to learn to play under center. You got to learn how to.
So Mike, he's bringing up this whole sex. Like, what when you asked me before at the time, did I not deny it? I'm not. Anyway, you know better. You just play.
Yeah. Okay, Mike. I'll defend Eric on this one. I don't know what he's talking about.
He also said if Mendoza wins the Super Bowl with the Raiders, it will continue to prove God is real, as if the Indiana football winning the championship didn't already prove it. Fair enough, because if you follow Indiana football at all, you know that miraculous that was, and of course they talked about it like crazy. So anyway, we got some other picks to get into here. So let's
go ahead.
get through some of these here. We'll be here all night. Number 2, the New York Jets took David Bailey, the edge rusher out of Texas Tech. Definitely seemed to be the top of the board right behind Mendoza, so it makes a lot of sense there for their defense. Jeremiah Love, the number 1 running back in college football. Well, his teammate also got drafted in the first round. Goes to the Arizona Cardinals. So the Cardinals definitely looking for a splash on offense, looking for a quarterback, which they did end up getting tonight, which I'll talk about in just a second. But Jeremiah Love, the number 1 overall running back in the draft, has Christian McCaffrey type numbers in college. So this kid could be definitely big. If for those of you in fantasy in our league, everybody on this, you might be thinking about maybe drafting this kid coming up next year because he could be definitely big for years to come. No, well they also got offensive line help too, which we'll talk about in a second. Which that led to the Titans drafting Carnell Tate, the wide receiver from Ohio State. A lot of people thought that maybe the Titans maybe reached a little bit here, but I think what really probably would have happened here, they probably expected Jeremiah Love maybe to fall to them, and it didn't happen, so they ended up going receiver instead. So I kind of understand the pick, and they could use the receiver help. Tennessee's really been in a lot of trouble when it comes to their Tennessee or their receiver core, but Cam Ward needs some weapons, and hopefully this can give him a little bit of help there. Ohio State, that kind of started off a little bit of an Ohio State run. Number 5, the edge rusher Arvell Reese went to the New York Giants.
Arvell Reese is a awesome player.
So the Giants got the big pick there. Then at pick 11, the Cowboys traded up to get wide receiver from Indianapolis Colts. Josh Downs' brother, Caleb Downs, is now a safety for the Dallas Cowboys. So so that's kind of cool to see the Indianapolis connection there with Caleb Downs.
Brandon, you watch Ohio State all the time. Arvell Reese and Caleb Downs are must-watch TV. Those guys are just insane defenders.
Sucks losing them for the Buckeyes, but like their replacements aren't bad either. So,
but where they're going though, those are 2 great teams for those players.
And division rivals, but dude, and I'm also glad to see him going somewhere besides a division rival, unlike Carnell Tate there. But
Carnell Tate is still he was the number 2.
Now, this is the one I want to talk about.
Well, hold on, Matt.
He played his part in Ohio State for sure.
Yeah. The kind of the shocker of the night was the Los Angeles Rams taking a quarterback from Alabama, Ty Simpson. Matt, go ahead. Obviously, they already have Matt Stafford, but this is kind of surprising due to that.
If you guys watched, there was a video that I follow this thing on Facebook called NFL Memes.
But yeah, I do too. Yep.
Okay, and I think you do too, Eric. I'm not sure if you do or not, but anyways, there's a video that surfaced of the press post conference from Sean McVay, and Sean McVay looked like he ate a bad piece of fruit after this conference.
Right.
Because if you look at the highlights from Ty Simpson, it ain't pretty.
Well, the video you sent me were clearly lowlights.
Oh, no. That was all his film. That's all his film. Is him underthrowing guys, overthrowing receivers, throwing it into interceptions, not knowing what to do with the ball, fumbling the ball. I was like, why? What film are you guys watching?
Well, it makes you kind of wonder about. I mean, I don't know what the situation is necessarily, but you got now. Stafford's probably not going to be around forever, but I think a few more years, I would say.
Maybe you have Stinson Bennett.
Who?
Stinson Bennett.
Oh, did they draft him last year?
Yes, they did.
That's
which tells me they're trying to give Matthew Stafford here. Take your money and go away.
Either that or they just want to see their best option for when Stafford does retire, and these guys could be projects until that time.
Well, he's a project.
That's pretty much what it probably is.
I think that's what it is personally, but like I said, I don't know the entire situation there, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Matt, and Mike's backing you up, though. He said you are right. They talked about the Rams coach not liking to pick on the radio. So, yeah, I mean, I
would have drafted Johnny Manziel over Ty Simpson.
Man, that's a statement. For sure.
Yeah. I mean, Caleb, and then to yesterday, Kalen DeBoer, which is us off topic, gets a 7-year contract, which I'm like, Stephen A. Smith is on the radio going, well, I'm not moved. Well, guess what? Neither am I. I mean, that team has been a joke. They got undressed by the Indiana Hoosiers on the Rose Bowl.
Oh, okay.
Well, we're going on about Alabama because that's where Ty Simpson's from.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Ty Simpson, and let me tell you something. He might be a great kid.
Mm-hmm.
He might be a Tim Tebow. He's a great kid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see the NFL talent there. And you know what? I may be wrong, and I may eat my words when and when I say that he will. But I don't think he's a 13th overall pick.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing of the NFL draft is a lot of players that are picked in the first round, especially. A lot of times you may only get 4 or 5 to pan out. It's a true crapshoot. You never know.
And but it was very obvious that there were other needs that Sean McVay
clearly
was voicing there. And I get it, but you also remember this is a business.
Agreed.
I don't know. It was a weird pick though, but
well, they also just to note they took a tight end, Max Clare, in round 2.
Okay,
and then they took an offensive tackle, Keegan Trost, in round 3. So
well, that'll help Haverstein a little bit
for sure. But
that's fine.
But yeah, so I will say this though, with the Rams being yellow, how many Simpsons outfits are you going to see?
All right,
that's awesome.
Just saying.
That's kind of neat.
You probably wanted to see this kid play at all this year.
Probably.
Oh no, Brandon, he probably won't play for the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, well, it could be a true Aaron Rodgers type situation.
Yeah,
Jordan Love for that matter. And that's really the norm in the NFL. The starting quarterback right out of college is actually not the way it used to be done. So that's why Mendoza sitting this year should not come to any surprise to anybody if that is.
No, I don't foresee Fernando even taking. He may take some in preseason, but that'll be it.
Right, and they'll be there in the backup role in case something happens or whatever. But absolutely. All right, well, let's get into the Pittsburgh Steelers, Miranda. They take offense. Just because I know she'll be interested. I want to be fair to her too, because we're going to talk about the Colts in a second. Max, don't ask me to pronounce this correctly. Nakur? How do you say it? Matt, do you have any clue? No.
I don't, but I know that he's a beast among men.
Yeah, he's offensive tackle. From Arizona State, pick number 20.
It's not out of the ordinary for the Pittsburgh Steelers to draft men like this, so it's okay.
Big beefy men doing beefy things. And I'll skip ahead to a couple of these here because I want to get all the Steelers here together. They also tonight actually traded with the Indianapolis Colts for their spot, and they took wide receiver Jeremy Bernard out of Alabama. Interesting first name, Jeremy, or I guess it's Jeremy. So I apologize if I'm butchering his names. It's totally not intentional. But all these names are hard to pronounce. But so they got another wide receiver to go with Michael Pittman and DK Metcalf down there in Pittsburgh. So I think that's definitely a position they needed. No doubt about that. And on night 2, on the 3rd round, the Pittsburgh Steelers at the very end of the night took a quarterback from Penn State, Drew Allar. So if Aaron Rodgers does not play this year, they've at least got a rookie. Whether or not they're going to play him or not is another question. I think they.
I also want to point out that's the quarterback that got hurt.
Okay.
Yeah, broke his ankle.
Okay.
And he, when he was playing, was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Well,
we're talking about Aaron Rodgers, and we kind of came to a consensus that we think Aaron Rodgers is going to play.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong there. Yeah,
but they're keeping it so close to the vest.
Yeah,
because I don't know. Maybe it's just like one of those things where don't let your left hand know what the right hand is doing.
Well, I also think, now that you mention it, Rodgers especially has a past, and a lot of veteran players do this, where they do not want to show up for training camp. So this is probably one of those things. If I don't say I'm playing, I don't have to participate in training camp. Then when training camp's over, okay, here I come. Because he doesn't need to go through the playbook. He knows all that stuff. So it's probably him just saying, I'm not going to show up for OTAs and all that sort of good nonsense. So
you know what?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably some of that stuff.
I hope that he does play again, and so we have another moment where he just tells his linemen to go.
With the finger?
That's the thing where he stands on the
go.
That was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was pretty dope. Back to the IU front. Good to see IU get a little bit of love here, especially obviously. Omar Cooper Jr., the wide receiver from Indiana, officially selected by the New York Jets. So as
I love what the Jets are doing.
As Mike
Who
said,
is QBing for the Jets this year?
It's probably Justin Fields. That was who it was last year, I think.
Who
I'll look at
cares?
But say a prayer for Omar Cooper Jr. being taken captive. I mean, drafted by the Jets is what Mike said.
Damn.
So yeah, they are definitely indeed cursed. Let me look and see here. I'm pretty sure it's Justin Fields. Could be wrong, but I want to double check. Things happen. A lot.
The Jets, man. I tell you what, though, their first 2 picks, though, man. They make the moves.
I don't know if Justin Fields is the guy. Like
I don't care.
It might be. It might not be him. Remember, they got Garrett Wilson, and they drafted that tight end out of Oregon. That's Sadiq the Free.
Yeah.
They also got him too on offense. So they got that receiver from the Colts that we let go last year.
Mitchell. Yeah.
Looks like Justin Fields. I think is that right? Tyrod Taylor, maybe in there as well.
Jesus.
Yeah, Tyrod Taylor's on that team, and
why is it so hard to find the freaking depth chart?
because it's released to the correctional facility.
Brother.
Jesus, man.
Matt is on one.
Yeah.
Brady Cook. I think they draft him last year or something too.
Brady Cook on the Jets. I didn't know he made the team.
I don't know, but anyway, that's just speculation.
I thought they cut him last year.
Oh, Adonai Mitchell. Gosh dang it, stupid subscriber thing. But yeah, so anyway, I don't know exactly who the quarterback's going to be, but yeah, but either way, the rest of the offense sounds like it's got some potential. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was wondering who the hell the quarterback is.
Yeah, that's a good question. I thought it was Justin Fields for sure, but maybe I'm wrong. But we also, like I said, the other half of the Notre Dame running back tandem there, Jadarian Price was also drafted with the last pick of the first round, heading to the Super Bowl champions Seattle Seahawks after they let go of Kenneth Walker to the Chiefs. So that's a replacement there. Good pickup there. So yeah, good to see the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, another Indiana team getting the love in the running back position for sure. So shout out to my buddy Nate for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Also the Indiana Hoosiers, the cornerback from IU, D'Angelo Pons, also going to the Jets. So the Jets are now the Indiana Hoosiers East, I guess, at this point. Outside of Mendoza.
Jets defense is going to be very good.
Well, they can't go any further down, so hopefully it'll be an improvement. And that brings us
that Texas Tech edge rusher they drafted, though. He's a beast.
That brings us to the Indianapolis Colts at the 53rd pick overall in round 2, trading back with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They pick up C.J. Allen, linebacker from Georgia. And apparently from the sounds of things, it sounds like the Colts may have gotten a little bit of a steal here because he's coming off a meniscus injury. And apparently he was a little slow during his pro day, which gave a lot of teams a little bit of pause, which may be why he tumbled a bit to the Indianapolis Colts here. But if they can get the knee corrected and everything, they say he's a ball hawk. He's a guy who can step in day one, read defenses, call plays, things like that. So if that's the case, as long as they can just get the injury settled, potentially maybe a good draft pick here for the Colts. They definitely need linebacker help after losing Zaire Franklin and a few others on the defensive side of the ball, especially at the linebacker position. Got any thoughts on him, Brandon? I don't know how much you know of the Georgia Bulldogs, but
no,
there you go.
Nothing.
So I've seen the highlights. Looks good on paper, but again, got to get that knee squared away. That's obviously the big thing. And but if that means we got a good value at that spot, maybe it'll be a blessing in disguise in the long run. But he's got a lot of time to hopefully get that corrected. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what the Colts do there. And I think they also took. I don't have it. Well, I think I got to refresh it here. They also took a safety tonight from LSU, AJ Halsey, with the 76th pick in the 3rd round. So there's another secondary help there. A lot of people think that our secondary needs some depth at the very least. So hopefully he'll be able to provide that. And last but not least, when it comes to the individual picks here, we mentioned the Arizona Cardinals earlier, getting a guard early in the draft, as well as Jeremiah Love at running back. Now they potentially got their quarterback, Carson Beck. Miami was drafted in the 3rd round. So a lot of people thought maybe they would go for Ty Simpson in the second round. Didn't go that way.
What was that weird quarterback that used to be on the Browns? What was his name?
Weird? Are you trolling?
No, I'm not trolling. I can't remember what his name was.
The Browns, they've been through 20 quarterbacks in the last 10 years. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know which one you're talking
about. Like, which one?
What was his name?
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Well, right now the Arizona Cardinals have
like him.
Well, okay, fine. I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, that don't make no sense. But as of right now, the Cardinals do have Jacoby Brissett, who played pretty well from Kyler Murray, who's no longer with the team. So we'll see who ends up being the starter there. But Carson Beck, made it to the national championship game. So who knows? We'll have to wait and see how it ends up playing out. So for those of you wondering, I'll show rounds 1, 2, and 3 again, just so you can kind of peruse it at your own leisure here if you want to.
Where did Kyler go?
As far as I know, he's still a free agent, I believe. Let me double check here. But I mean, I don't know many people who are clamoring or knocking on his door for sure, because he did not have a good showing there in Arizona. But a lot of that had to do with bad offensive line too, which they're trying to address so they can get Jeremiah Love rolling as well. No, he is officially with
Jeff
the
Garcia was his name.
Yeah, Minnesota Vikings. That's right. Yeah, so I remember all the memes about him being short.
Here's Jeff Garcia.
Jeff Garcia, who's that?
That's the quarterback I was thinking about that he reminds me of.
Did the Browns pick up anybody out of curiosity?
The first round, they picked up Casey Concepcion.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Wide receiver. And let me see who they got.
I'm just curious if they got another quarterback, because I'm trying to figure out what they're doing.
They picked up an offensive tackle, and they picked up a safety and a wide receiver. So no quarterback for Minnesota. So it sounds like Shadir Sanders, as much as they were very
Deshaun Watson is coming back.
Oh, is he really? Oh, man.
And there's no way they're not going to play him with the amount of money that they paid him.
You're not wrong.
We're going to drag him through the mud.
Yeah, maybe so. Wow. Poor Shadir, man. I mean, and I know a lot of people he has his critics and all that, but boy, the Browns have really done a number on him already in like a year's time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work out. But anywho, so there's round 1. Let me pull
I don't know. Shadir this past year. Really,
hold on, Matt. I want to say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think they need to just let him go so that way he can do something. You know, if they're not going to do anything with him,
that's probably what'll happen eventually. Because he's on rookie. He's on rookie money right now, so he's not costing him an arm and a leg. So eventually, they'll let him go.
I was going to say, Aaron, you took the words out of my mouth anyway. But yeah,
beat you to it. You gotta be quick.
Unless they use him as a 2, because you've seen what they got out of Gabriel.
Yeah,
Dylan Gabriel. It wasn't good.
No.
And Shadur is better than Dylan Gabriel. So if you don't, if at this point, if you're not moving Shadur to the number 2 spot and you're going to keep at number 3, it's out of spite at this fucking point, because it's a detriment to your team at that point. They played better when he was in. They had a better shot of winning when he was in than they did with Gabriel. Gabriel had that one game where he showed up in and played, and they barely won that game. But then after that, and then he got hurt again. So if they don't move Shadur to 2nd at this fucking point, then what, you might let him go. Like, what's the point?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think they'll let him go before they have to pay him a big contract if they're not impressed with him enough to keep him. Because what would be the point? But that's still 3 years down the line based on normal rookie deals. So we'll see how it plays out. I mean, but there's your top 3 rounds of the draft. I mean, nothing else is really jumping out at me right away. Like I said, a lot of these kids I don't really even know until they make it to the NFL. Because I don't watch a ton of college football, but I like to keep an eye on when we get to the draft. And obviously, I'll learn these kids more if they're successful in the league. Clearly, I'll notice them then. I mean, looks like I just like watching the draft to see what teams fill the positions of the needs that they have. And I think for the most part, usually teams will at least do that. But whether or not those players end up panning out is another question.
I think Indianapolis filled the needs that they needed.
I'd still like to see maybe a receiver. Obviously, depth at maybe an edge rusher would be nice.
The fact, though, that Surratt has fallen this far, though, is really making me happy.
Well, here's the thing. He was never, I think, based on, I know obviously us Hoosier fans probably would like to see him go higher. And I believe, is Aiden Fisher, isn't he a linebacker for the Colts or the Hoosiers too?
Aiden Fisher's still out there, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's been drafted yet either. I'm not seeing it here. So he's still out there as well. Obviously, we want them to go higher, but
Aiden Fisher I don't think get drafted.
Well, we'll see. And I don't know if either. I know Surratt was on a lot of mocks, but it was like middle after round 3 in a lot of places. So he'll probably go tomorrow. Like I said, I'd still like to see him end up in Indianapolis, but that's just me being a homer. That doesn't necessarily mean that's going to fit for the Colts or anything. But
I just
Reggie Wayne likes him.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I just seen a post where it says Dallas Cowboys and the Indianapolis Colts will play each other this year.
Yeah, at home
Caleb
in Indy.
Downs will be
Against Josh
playing
Downs.
with his brother and probably guarding him
at some point. Yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, so I mean that almost would be a fun game to go to. I don't know how the money for it, but that'd be pretty cool. I'll go lie to you. But yeah, looking forward to seeing it.
I don't make Jerry Jones money either, Eric, so it's okay.
Yeah, none of us do. But anyway, wrapping up here, Mike said, hopefully Allen is a true bulldog and not a poodle. I agree with you there. Then he said he hopes the Tiger from LSU won't turn out to be a little pussycat. Absolutely. We need good players here for the Colts. And I'm always optimistic. But yeah, that defense is going to look a lot different, except for a few guys on the offensive or the defensive line and in the secondary. But yeah, and even in the secondary, no Kenny Moore again this year too. So it's going to look a lot different on defense, and that may be for the better, to be quite honest with you. So we'll see. And he also said Carson Beck. Is it Carson? Yeah, Carson Beck should feel comfortable throwing to a red jersey since his last college pass went to one. So there you go. Yeah.
But Eric, you know what this has showed me?
IU. He's referring to IU game. Yeah, I remember that play. Great game. A great play. Yeah. What, Matt? Sorry.
But you know what this has showed me?
What's that?
It shows me that there really is no value. There really is no value in Anthony Richardson.
Okay.
For the Colts?
Because they would have traded him in this draft.
Oh yeah, well I told you that when you mentioned it like earlier. I was like, well, they could trade Richardson and move up. No one's going to take him.
I would have thought some teams would have at least thrown something at him.
They might throw a 7th rounder at you,
and I was surprised.
You're not going to move up to 2 and 3. They ain't giving that up for Richardson.
No. I mean like a round 3 or maybe a round 4 pick.
No, they weren't going to do that. That's too high.
But that's too high, I guess.
Yeah.
But
what has Richardson done to show that he's worth a 3rd or a 4th round pick?
He got injured by the band.
You're making my case for me.
By the French band.
But anyway, so yeah. Also worth noting, one I missed here. The Steelers also drafted a guard out of Iowa, Jennings Dunker. I don't know if anybody.
Brother, he looks like
look at his redhead and mullet, and I tell you, but offensive lineman to shore up for the running back spots and all that sort of good stuff for Aaron Rodgers and all that. So good for the Steelers there. I don't know if Miranda's interested or anything like that, but yeah, just thought I'd show that out there. So one more thing before we move on.
I wish my team would draft people like the Steelers do. They're just awesome.
Yeah, go ahead, Miranda.
I was going to tell Aaron to make sure Melina wasn't around when you showed that one.
Oh, yeah. Into redheads, just No,
his number.
Oh, the number. Sorry, I didn't know if like Melina had like little crushes on boys. With
no, his number is 67.
Oh.
7.
No,
over, bitches. Never mind.
No.
Sorry. I didn't pick up on it quick enough.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, man. Or sorry, Aaron. Yeah.
Please tell me he's gonna change his jersey number.
Nope. He'll probably have that in there. He's a center.
Please tell me he's gonna change. Somebody force him to change
I'll make
his
sure
jersey
he's on
number.
my team so he can.
Hold on. I'll see if anybody
Because
wears.
every time he makes a tackle, you know they're gonna start going 6'7".
Well, he's an offensive lineman, so he's probably not going to do that.
No, the tight end does it. The one Washington does it because he's 6'7".
Here you go, Aaron. As of March of this year, the center, also guard Brock Hoffman, wears number 67 for the Steelers. So he may not be available for him, but there is already a guy who wears 67, which is a. But yeah, so either way, there'll be a Steeler with that number, but it won't be him most likely because the rookies usually have to get something there, most likely.
Okay.
Usually. But yeah, so there you go. And the center's probably not going to. I mean, unless he has a bad snap, then I'll just make fun of him for 6'7".
Oh wow! The Falcons have AJ Terrell, I guess, as a wide receiver, and his brother they also just drafted is also a wide receiver.
Oh, I thought I saw something about the Falcons, but I didn't know what it was. So there you go. Oh, that's kind of crazy. You definitely drafted the same year. Well, surely not the same year, right?
No, Terrell his brother was drafted in 2020.
Okay, I got you. That's kind of cool. Back-to-back years like that. So yeah.
You play with your brother, same position, opposite each other. That'd be kind of dope.
Yeah, no kidding. Be like one up on each other. Oh yeah, you think you can do better than me? Yeah, watch this. You know, that'd be kind of, hey, if I gets the job done, it's all that really matters, man. You know, friendly wagers. You know, you buy dinner tonight if you know. Anyway, so all right. Well, thanks, Mike, for showing up. He said, all right, gang, I'm going to crash. Hope to see you all here again in a couple weeks. Good night, God bless. Yes, we'll be back in 2 weeks' time for episode number 90. But for those of you who are watching us on Rumble, by all means, we're getting ready to go into our news and politics Rumble exclusive segment. So please stick around, and we'll be back for that in about 3 minutes' time. But for those of you who are watching us on YouTube and Facebook, we're going to bid you adieu, and we'll be seeing you guys again in 2 weeks, like I said. So hopefully you guys will return for episode number 90. But like I said, for those of you who want to stick around, we'll be right back in about 3 minutes. So see you in a few. That was not the one. Here you go. These are